Hey, what's going on? Welcome all to the weekend wrap up with your girl, Jaguar Wright, at the Jaguar Wright Effect. Salute to the Jaguar Wright Show. Oh man, I tell you, it has been really interesting. Kind of crazy in some ways, everything that's been happening in the world. It's just, woof. Yeah, it's been something else. But let's say salute. Let's get acquainted with everyone who's in the room. We got new members in the building. Okay. Put it in my pocket. Like that. Okay, put it in my pocket. Welcome to the family. Oh, how you doing? Salute. Wait a minute. This is an interesting question. Miss Jaguar, thoughts on what we can celebrate on the 250th anniversary? Oh, wow. What to celebrate? I don't know. FIFA? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I would say. And yeah, you know what? Let me think about that. I might have an answer for that by the end. Okay, we got our girl Myrna in the building. Oh, listen to me. Chaos. Salute to you, love. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I saw that a donation came through today. I don't like putting people out there in the streets. We don't like making it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salute. Okay, who else do we got in the building? Judah Linus. Yes, Shabbat Shalom, because it is the Sabbath and it's 4th of July. Like Sabbath on the 4th of July. That's wild. That's super wild. Salute. Who else do we got here? Okay. All right. Any other family members? And to everyone who's not a member of the channel, salute to you as well. Thank you for coming. All new members, appreciate. Hey, Brandon's in the building. What's going on? Aisel, we see that Aisel pop through. What it do, Aisel? Hey, Reed. Hey, what's going on? We got Judah in the building. A day with Devon. What it do? Upper Echelon is in the building. Yvonne Wildridge. Hey, now. That's our girl. Spesh. What it do? Okay. We have Cynthia in the building. Beautiful and favored. See you pop through. Kiki Eyes. Hey. Up. Now we got one of the soldiers, Archangel Michael. Salute, please. Let's keep those likes liking. And don't forget to check out our moderators, Archangel Michael, Auntie Leah. Hey, what's going on, Quincy? Mayad. There we go. All right, I think we've pretty much acknowledged, a good share of everyone that's here. So yeah, it's the weekend wrap up, and this is basically where we come and we sum up how we feel about everything that's happened out there in the world, whether it be on media or real world events. We all come here and we sit and we chat and we talk and we share our outlook. Like, it's been a little crazy of a week, and I can't wait for my favorite co-host to come through, because when he does, we're going to start to get into the conversation. But yeah, thank you to everyone who is a member here at the channel. Thank you to everyone who's joined the channel. We appreciate you. We hope you appreciate this community, because this community isn't like every other YouTube community. It's really not. You learning about these YouTube gifts? Listen to me. It's all kinds of stuff, and we appreciate it. However you donate, whether it's to our independent forms of donation, like our Cash App, the PayPal, the Legal Defense Fund, um, all of that, and of course your super chats, your memberships here, you know, you breaking bread with us and with YouTube, because YouTube, they don't miss no opportunity to take their money. They don't, not at all. And yes, our community it really is growing fast. Salute. Salute. It is, Quincy. Now, you said, I'm always watching but never say anything. I am spiritual and I appreciate the gift that you have given us to open our eyes to see about these fake celebrities. And thank you for that. Listen to me. Appreciate you. You know, when I walked away from the industry, well, if you don't want to break YouTube off, I want to address this one, Devin. Please feel free to Cash App, or PayPal, or like I said, even just donate to the Legal Defense Fund or GoFundMe. Those are the funds that come directly to us. Everything else that's done here, Cash Apps and stuff like that, super chats, all of it is appreciated. It's just, we split that. We split that with YouTube, and it's pretty much 50-50 now. So, yeah, but if you just want to send something directly to us, we have PayPal, we do have Cash App, and we have, more importantly, our Legal Defense Fund, which is really necessary. Mm. So we got a lot of stuff going on. Yes, happy Sabbath, guys. Happy Sabbath. Do we Zelle? Not quite sure about the Zelle part yet. I'm not sure. We may. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I do believe that all forms of, I guess, donation, we have all those listed over at our personal website, thejaguarwright.com. Feel free to go over there. I believe everything is posted. Hey, somebody says Zelle is too personal. Listen to me. Who you telling? A lot of this stuff is personal, but unlike a lot of people on this app, we're not looking to exploit or expose any of our supporters. That's not what we do. So, hey, what's going on? Wolfgang Amadeus, welcome in to the building. I was just telling you, like, before we came live, I was, while I was waiting for us to get settled in, our days ran over. So we're coming a little later than we normally would for our weekend wrap up. But I saw that Black Dot and Malcolm were live, and salute to them. Salute to Urban X here on YouTube. They were having some really interesting conversations, and yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
I got to tap in with the Urban X. I'm always in the chat, or I'm never miss a live, but of course we're busy. And shout out to them. I seen people were reacting to that Urban X video we did some weeks back, and they were just like,
people are still reacting to it.
No, I saw love. We got much love for
Urban X. Let me touch on that right quick, because I think a lot of people don't always understand where I'm coming from or how I see things or how I approach things. When it comes to Urban X, because of who Black Dot is, there is a reverence, there is a respect that I have for that man as a whole, because I understand the school that he comes from. I understand, the block that he came from, so to speak. And I get it. And when I look at his son, Malcolm, is 33. Just like my deceased son would have been turning 33 this year. So I get it. Like, I wish Giovanni were alive. I would have loved to have been able to do pods with him. You know what I mean? Or have him on a
Hmm.
pod and have his opinion in the building.
Hmm.
Uh, so when I look at the two of them, I see hope for the future. I see hope for hip hop. And I guess that's why for me, when he made a certain comment, it kind of frustrated me because I know he knows better, or at least I know he was raised better. He was
Hmm.
trained better to just go along with the general consensus of what the industry is laying down. And that's where I was coming from. I wasn't coming from a space where I'm like, oh, I think he's whack, or oh, I'm coming for his neck or anything like that. No, not at all. That wasn't it by any means, in any way, shape, or form. But we have to, especially those of us who come from an enlightened background and really understand how this game works, even if it's just our kids, we have to hold them to a higher standard. We have to. Like, considering who his father is, I have to hold him to a higher standard. I have to say, bruh, you can't just be out here spitting the same stuff that all of the weirdos are spitting who don't know any better. Which is why, his father had some very, very, very interesting things to say as well. Like, yo, bruh, like, there's another side to this game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's not that simple. And I'm grateful that he has a father that could say that. But, every now and then, we all need to get spanked a little bit.
Hmm.
We do. We all need to get snapped back into a perception that's based on reality. Because what I heard was an intelligent young man who had been low key influenced by a lot of the crap they sell here online.
Hmm.
So, it just, I don't want anyone to think that there's some like campaign against, Jag against Urban X, or
No, 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 no.
Jag
That
against
ain't.
Malcolm. No, it's just a frustration that I have with how effective the disinformation campaigns are, that it can even pierce through, you know, like even a little bit
Right.
to a kid who was raised with a real critical thinker and real knowledge of hip hop.
Hmm.
That's all.
And it, yeah, it wasn't an attack. It wasn't. It was just like. And the funny thing is, you know, their conversation. It was set off about them talking about Big Homie CC, and like it's certain stuff we know behind the scenes where it's like, and he said a few things, and that's why I did the video, and that's why I said what I said to you in the video, and then I presented what I did, and I think a lot of people really don't get it. Like, you got people that are coming out of the
It was
woodwork saying,
wild. I think, yeah, thank you for reminding me, because I almost forgot that they were talking about Big Homie CC, and then he brought me
mm-hmm,
into that, and I'm like, yo, dude, my resume is for show. My resume is real. Everything about me is real. Don't nobody know nothing about this dude.
mm-hmm,
This dude just came out of nowhere like a Russian Sputnik. And he came from Chicago, and he landed in podcast land, YouTube podcast land, Vegas. And apparently,
what you cut out.
this, bruh,
Apparently what you cut out.
I said, if people really knew who that dude was,
Right.
woo,
Right.
so for me, I think that was part of the reason why I had the reaction that I had. Because I'm like, you're sitting here giving credibility to someone that I know for a fact is a fraud,
Mm-hmm.
while you're questioning me. And your daddy know I ain't capping. Like, that was what was wild. So thank you for reminding me about that. But please go ahead. Please continue.
No, that's all. That's all I was saying. Because Yeah, he's young. He's of a certain age. He's not a dummy. He's on his stuff. But I think people, when this new generation, someone can just come out and say, "Oh yeah, I did this, I did," and oh really, you did, and then it's like, no one's even checking the backgrounds of some of these people. Oh, we did the extensive background. I did the Carfax on his fat ass, and it came back, um everything busted, everything, fraudulent. He said he was gonna sue me. I'm like, okay, dude, sue me for the video I did about him. I'm like, okay, come on, because I came with straight facts, and I'm a documentarian. So if I'm gonna say something, I'm standing on it. I did the research. I have the footage. I have the photos in my video. Speaking about Big Homie CC, I laid everything out because he went on to some podcast and was saying all kind of crazy stuff about you and the incident when we met. It was like, yo, wait, hold up, it didn't happen like that. I was there. Hold on, let me let y'all know this. So dude can just come out and say whatever, and people will just, oh, okay, well, it must be true because well, he's a celebrity bodyguard. No, look, y'all,
He ain't
y'all,
nobody's celebrity bodyguard. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say, like, there's a lot of things that I could say regarding Keith Lux, but the one thing that I do believe and know for sure, he ain't nobody's celebrity bodyguard.
mm-mm.
The stories that he's telling as a celebrity bodyguard, there's no way he could have even tried to do any of that and not been sued for defamation by now. Because all of the people that he talked about, I know for a fact they demand non-disclosure agreements.
NDA. Mm-hmm.
I know that for a fact. So you got to ask yourself, how many platforms has this dude sat on? How many stories has he told? And nobody ever checked him just because he was online. Right? It's wild. And like I said, that's why I had the reaction that I had. But
Yeah,
I can tell you for a fact right now, like, you can't even find a picture with him and any of these people he's talking about.
not at all.
Not a picture. How many stories he tell about Jamie Foxx? You the security guard. Not one picture of you at any event, anywhere. Nothing.
Right.
Even Gene Deal got pictures.
Yeah. That is
Like,
true.
but
And
hey,
people
people gonna believe
can
what they want to
vouch,
believe.
and people can vouch for Gene. You know what I mean? So
Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out because you and I sometimes we talk into each other and then we both get silent at the same time.
now I'm gonna let you cook because I just got I know somebody was like, well, I don't get too affected by the comments, but I produce. I'm a producer, so we produce this thing like it's a radio thing, right? So let me actually do something real quick. I'm actually trying to at the same I'm trying to walk and chew bubble gum at the same time, right?
I feel
'Cause-
you. I feel you. So, just to warm up, like, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this because I don't want to give it a whole lot of light. But I heard them talking about it over there at the Urban X, and I'm like, oh. So apparently, there's a story going around, or at least a story is being passed around. And part of the reason why I want to do this is because I want to jump off into something that we do have on the docket that we are going to be talking about tonight.
Okay.
So apparently, there's a story going around right now that the diddler is going to be freed. That the diddler is getting a pardon from President Trump.
Mm,
And that he's supposed to be home for this here holiday this year. Right now.
right. Hmm.
So, first things first, I call Cap. I just do. I call Cat. And not because I'm hating and not because I want him in jail. uh, and not for any of the reasons that most people would accuse me of calling Cat for. I'm calling Cat because I think everyone's not paying attention to the fact that they said this last year for 4th of July.
Yeah.
His verdict came in. I just want to see if everybody actually remembers what really happened. Does anybody remember his verdict came down and they kept saying he was going home? They had a whole party that they were planning down there over on Star Island. He was going home. They tried to have even TMZ was saying he was going home. And it's crazy to me because guess what? It didn't happen. God said no. Then the holiday season came. His appeal had barely been put in. And guess what? They all said he was going home. Ain't he still in there? They said he's going to be home for Thanksgiving. They said he's going to be home for Christmas. Haven't y'all noticed that almost every major holiday that's come up, they say he's going home? TMZ they be heavy on that beat. Yeah, we have reason to believe, and our sources are telling us that it is a very good possibility that Diddy's going to be released. Now listen to me. If he gets released or not, it really doesn't matter to me at this point. I'm grateful that he was forced to be responsible or held responsible in some way. I'm glad that there were actual repercussions because for the first time in my entire adult life, watching this fool operate in the music industry with impunity and sanctioned to be a whole menace, to see him finally be held accountable for something, even at its smallest model, still means a lot to me. It does. Now he's in a program that he shouldn't be in a program. He should not be in that program that he's at at Fort Dix. They got him in a substance abuse program, and that is supposed to only be available to people who don't have violent offenses. Yet we had people at his trial testifying to the fact that he was violent with them. That girl, he hung like, oh my God, like
I mean,
he's
Kid
getting.
Cudi, Kid Cudi, like not to cut you, but Kid Cudi, that situation, what happened to that? Like they just completely just forgot about that.
The girl that he hung over the balcony, the Cassie videotape. He shouldn't even be there. He shouldn't even be in that program. There should be no early release for him. But you know what? It went from June of 2028. I think he done made his way all the way up to March now. So the appeal, it's done gone on to an in-bank review. And basically, that's when not just the appellate judges, the normal panel of appellate judges that review things, weigh in on whether or not he should get appeal and his, conviction should be overturned. But every judge in the entire district has to weigh in and give their opinion. And they're talking about there might not, the soonest there's going to be an answer on that would be November of this year. 2028 is 2028. We're still in 2026. They've been saying that this man is coming home. They've been saying that he's going to get a pardon. They've been saying a lot of things. I'm going to tell you something right now. with everything that Trump is going through, that administration is going through, and the fact that the DOJ is now being held accountable for not releasing the rest of the files as per they were supposed to with the Jeffrey E. Transparency Act. They were demanded to unredact. Like, with all of that going on, with everything that the president is being accused of, with everything happening, with the woman that he lost to in court for the $5 million judgment against him for SA. He has to pay that now. With all of that going on, y'all really think he gonna let him go? With that on the menu. Like, do y'all really think he can honestly afford to do something like, I don't know. I don't know. And if he does, then I all hell, in my opinion, all hell politically is going to break loose. But what I will say is this: I believe it when I see it. Which leads us to our first conversation. And I don't know if you're ready to get into this, Wolfgang Amadeus, but Tyrone Blackburn.
All right.
See, we're about to have a conversation about how dangerous it is when people manipulate algorithms and the media to sell a story for the purpose of convincing the public of something that's not real.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. We have Alina's here. She says, not to mention leaving people in warehouses for days on lie detect. And Natanya Rubin. Yeah, honey, I know. I know. I know. I know. So let's get into it. Tyrone Blackburn. Let me start by saying that Tyrone Blackburn is a lawyer that has made a career and made a name for himself, suing people like the Diddler, suing companies like Rock Nation, going after people like heavy. He went after TD Jakes. He's gone after a bunch of big people that are tied to what we believe are these secret societies operating in a very nefarious fashion in entertainment and government. Tyrone Blackburn has currently now, as of now, he's representing, or at least he's been representing Little Rod, whose case they tried to throw away on and just dismiss on so many different occasions for whatever reason or whatever have you. Last summer, like right around the time that Diddy was about to be sentenced, there was another lawsuit that Tyrone Blackburn had issued to the public. It was against Fat Joe. He's representing Fat Joe's former hype man. What's his name?
TA. Is it
Yeah,
TA?
yeah. He's been Fat Joe's hype man for years, kind of like Spliff Star has been with Busta Rhymes. And this hype man he, or TA, however, whatever you call him, because I'm not familiar with him, and I'm going to tell you that right now. And part of the reason why I'm not familiar with him is because I'm not a Big Joe fan. I'm not a Big Joe groupie. I don't go to Big Joe shows. I can't even tell you the last time I went to a show where Big Joe was performing. Um yeah, matter of fact, I think the last time I even saw Big Joe perform was when Pun was alive. Like, I avoid that whack job weirdo at all costs. Seeing him makes me think about Pun. And it's wild because today I talked to a former associate. We haven't spoken in years, but the both of us were very close to Pun at one time. And man, just having that conversation today, like it's kicking up dust for me. And we might get into that conversation publicly later, but for now, I'm going to keep it close to the vest. So, anyway, this former hype man of Fat Joe is being represented by this gentleman here, Tyrone Blackburn. And he made some very, very, very big claims against Fat Joe. Involvement with minors, withholding his pay, like putting him in dangerous situations, unlawful situations that he didn't want to be in. He actually gave an account of the fact that allegedly Fat Joe had taken a 15-year-old girl out of the country, or at least off the mainland of the United States, to give her a BBL. Um, he alleged him of some very, very, very nefarious acts. Apparently, there was some low key uh, homosexually charged moments around Joe, like a lot. He sued him, he sued Rock Nation. Uh, Tyrone Blackburn took the case. And the second that that happened and that lawsuit went out, the next thing you know, things went berserk. Wolfgang Amadeus, do you want to jump in as I'm, just bringing us up to speed here? Because I know that you have some of the details.
Yeah. I was trying to share this here.
Okay.
I just have a little bit here. So yeah, and good job on getting everyone caught up to speed with the whole situation with Fat Joe's case and Tyrone Blackburn. So this article came about last year around this time. And when I saw it, I was like, what is going on? Attorney for Fat Joe's former hype man arrested, accused of hitting a process server with his vehicle. He hit some 66-year-old guy or woman, I believe. And yeah, Terrence T.A. Dixon's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn. When you look at all the whole situation with this whole case, it just looks like, wait, everything sounds incredible. When I say incredible, I mean not believable, because that's what incredible means. It's not credible, it's not believable. So now all of a sudden, when this case comes about, because I believe Fat Joe is connected to, them people, which is Rock Nation. And there was a warrant put out for his arrest. And this is the same day that he filed the lawsuit against Fat Joe. Sounds very suspicious, right? Now, supposedly, the news is now, because we're a year later, this guy, Tyrone Blackburn, is suing TMZ. And who else is he suing? Did he include another plaintiff with his case as far as like who is he suing?
I do believe. Can you hear me? Check 1 2.
Yeah.
I do believe he's suing Fat Joe. He's suing Rock Nation. He's suing Fox. He's suing
ABC.
TMZ. Yep. He's suing, and he is directly suing Harvey Levin.
Yes.
This is super duper interesting because last year they put this story out, and salute to Tyrone Blackburn for citing every source that shared this story.
Yeah.
Do we actually have a list of everyone who cited this? I remember he even mentioned that it was shared by Academics TV.
Yeah, he did. He mentioned that.
Like media takeout. All of TMZ's platforms, which, added up into almost combined 20 million listeners. They put this out everywhere. They put this story on everything. And but the thing that tripped me out was hearing about Joe Tocopina.
Yeah.
See, Joe Tocopina, and salute to him. He is one of New York's most incredible attorneys. The things that this man is able to do with the law is quite amazing.
Hmm.
Quite amazing. Actually, there is a case that they turned into like a reenactment docudrama movie
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
The woman who put her husband in the suitcase.
Yeah.
That's a Joe Tocopina case.
Oh, really?
You want to know what's funny?
Hmm.
He represented her very zealously. And guess what? She's in prison.
Hmm.
Couldn't get her off.
Hmm.
But he got ASAP Rocky off.
Hmm.
He got ASAP Rocky off of a case that ASAP Rocky should surely be in prison for right now.
Oh, yeah.
He has represented the Jigga Man on several occasions. He pretty much is like the relief hitter for Rock Nation when Alex Spiro has his hands busy and Reed Smith isn't qualified enough.
Mm.
Joe Tocopina also is the attorney that came in the 11th hour for Wendy Williams last year and got her that evaluation that was allegedly supposed to be getting her released from her conservatorship.
Yeah.
And I actually heard a little news about what's really going on with Wendy. I'm not going to share it today. I'm going to wait on that. But I think people will be very interested because usually when Joe Tocopina gets put in on something.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he seems to only get people off, or it only seems to work out for people that are attached to the sources of power that he's most effective for. And that's Rock Nation. So I find it very interesting that Joe Tocopina is the one that was representing Fat Joe and Rock Nation against Tyrone Blackburn and Fat Joe's former hype man.
Mm.
Matter of fact, since I'm so unfamiliar with him, I'm just going to call his former hype man not Jadakiss. Now, not Jadakiss and Tyrone Blackburn have been through hell ever since they filed that lawsuit. But when I first heard the story and they said that Tyrone Blackburn mowed down a 66-year-old man with his Mercedes Benz because he was trying to avoid being served, I said, man, I don't believe this. You remember I told you that? I said, I don't think it's true.
No. Look, you were. I mean, in all honesty, now that this has come to light, you already on it. Like, yeah, this don't even sound right. And now I'm just like, yo, what is it to believe with the media? Number one. So here's what I did. I found the docket, more details about the docket. EHM Productions, they're doing business as TMZ, and he's suing a bunch of others. And Harvey Levin and Charles Latibor, whoever that guy is, right? Now it's for
the gay black guy that sits there cradling Harvey Leviathan's nutsack.
Yeah, the guy that looks like
that
Predator.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him.
Defamation per se,
Jussie
defamation.
Smollett's older cousin.
Oh, damn. Look, tortious interference, and he's going to win this for sure because they said the core theory appears to believe that TMZ's coverage and commentary portrayed Blackburn as criminal, unethical, um, or professionally dishonest in connection with the Fat Joe and Terrence Dixon litigation, his alleged process server incident, and AI related filing controversies. So TMZ reported, like I said, June of 2025, that Blackburn was arrested after allegedly backing his car into a process server who was serving papers tied to the Fat Joe case. TMZ said NYPD booked him for assault. TMZ later reported in October of 2025 that Blackburn had been indicted over the alleged May 2025 process server incident, though it said the indictment will remain sealed until arraignment. TMZ also published in December of 2025 about Fat Joe's lawyer accusing Blackburn of citing non-existing cases and blaming LexisNexis AI feature. Now, in the same article, TMZ quoted Joe Tocopina sharply attacking Blackburn's credibility and professional conduct. So the criminal indictment later against Blackburn was later dismissed with leave to represent.
Yeah, but it was represented, and the grand jury refused to bill it.
Yeah. Blackburn argues, may argue that TMZ and related parties created a damaging public narrative about him, and we're very familiar with how TMZ does this. TMZ, they, on the other hand, they're likely to argue that it's much of its coverage was based off official criminal and court records and proceedings or statements from attorneys and active litigants. So, yeah. Blackburn, though, he has a Mercedes, and I guess the black box in the Mercedes said that it proved that there was no
there was no accident, there was no collision. His car didn't run over anyone. It didn't even run into anything on the date in question that they said it happened. Joe Tocopina, as an attorney, a licensed barred attorney in the state of New York, sat on TMZ with another licensed barred and licensed attorney, Harvey Leviathan. And understand this, guys. Just before the Diddy trial happened, Harvey made his legal license active again. So that whatever commentary he was doing on his Angry Man podcast with Mr. Garagos, it would not be questioned because he was a legal, licensed, and barred attorney. You have two attorneys. And understand this. When Joe Tocopina sat there with Harvey Leviathan and said that Tyrone Blackburn did this to this 66-year-old gentleman, that he ran this man over with his car, Joe Tocopina said, there is no need for me to say allegedly because this happened. For sure. In that moment, as a lawyer, a licensed and barred lawyer with an active license and a television host with a huge media outlet, it would have been Harvey Levin's job to insist that allegedly be used unless he had verifiable facts, evidence, data. You know what they call receipts on the internet? To show while they were doing this broadcast, but he did not. They just let it rock. Matter of fact, to make matters worse, the Christian Louboutin boy with the black guy with the dreads that's always cradling Leviathan, have the audacity to say, "Oh my God, is he okay? How is the
Hmm.
man doing?" Like they sat there and they put gravy on it. They put dubs on it. They put everything but the kitchen sink on it. They sat there and they played that up.
Now, listen, because I'm glad you said this. TMZ, they'll likely lean on true report of judicial or official proceedings from defamation liability. So it'll probably just come down to TMZ merely gave a fair report of arrests, the filings, the court proceedings, and attorney statements, or whether it was added false, exaggerated, or unsupported commentary beyond protected reporting. That's hopefully that's where Tyrone Blackburn will prevail.
They said that this man ran that old man over without facts. That's not responsible reporting. They accused him of not only being a coward, but they made it seem like he was so afraid to be served with paperwork that he was willing to abuse an elderly man. Do you know what that made him look like?
Yeah.
And not only did they take that information and share it in that interview, they spread it out over multiple platforms. And then they let all of the content creators jump in on it and get a piece of the pie, spreading it around. Now, let's be clear. TMZ is the same hype machine that has sat there on their broadcast and said, Diddy is coming home. We have it by fair belief that Trump is going to pardon him. Diddy should be home in 48 hours. These are the same people.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
Diddy at?
Still in jail. So obviously, you guys get where we're coming from. TMZ is pro Diddy, no question, and they're gonna do whatever they can to push out a narrative, get people to think it's a form of witchcraft, if you ask me. Number one, you're lying, you're not standing on the truth, and you have a platform where millions of people tune in and they listen and they think you're telling the truth. They think you spit the gospel when you're a mouthpiece for certain people
with an algorithm that favors your content.
and speaking of, no, you did an excellent job laying this all out. I just had to go and look at the case, and we'll see how this turns out for Tyrone Blackburn. Now, you got a situation where TMZ meddled in reporting dealing with you. I forgot how I even got this guy's number. The guy from TMZ, Jamie, whatever, right? I'm not going to say his last name. When they did that, I called the guy. Look, this is how I pull up. I called this guy. He's a guy from New York, and I tried to set the record straight. I'm like, look, what are y'all doing? This is not like they took a video, and it's funny that Blackburn is talking about AI, because even with what they were reporting on some AI stuff that involved you, and they made it. It was like, oh, this is real, and then the whole, like, I forgot exactly. I know we have the call. I have the call recorded, or you have the call recorded, and dude just hung up. Dude just bounced. Dude was not trying
right up on us.
He was not trying, like, because he knew, and that's when I knew. I was like, oh yeah, y'all foolish. You guys are busted.
They offer no retractions.
None.
They rush to get the bad news that they want to spread, the narrative that they want to spread to make you look like a piece of crap. And then they just let it linger out there and they never offer a retraction. These are attorneys. These are lawyers playing all kinds of nasty and using their media prowess to do it. Did he come home? Did he don't come home? Tyran ran an old man over. Well, guess what? That never happened. There's no evidence of it. Yet they get to say it on their platform. Jaguar Wright said this about Jay-Z, and yet, meanwhile, no one is willing to come forward to have that so-called evidence be authenticated and have the metadata checked.
Well, that's part of the reason why we're talking about this legal defense fund. It's deeper than just what, even with that situation, that was a whole, putting that out there, putting that together, and then just seeing how certain media organizations were so quick to be dismissive about your legal defense.
The second that we made the GoFundMe available and it was shared, they attacked it. What did we run into? At least 20 some odd content creators.
Mm-hmm.
And then so-called legitimate news outlets echo chambered the story even further, just like they did with Tyrone Blackburn. Wow.
Yeah, it's a wicked game, y'all. Very wicked. But they're not gonna win. And I'm glad Tyrone Blackburn is fighting back. And you'll see how many content creators or media outlets report on this. I doubt I doubt you'll see, but I'm just saying you will see.
They are always quick to run with the lies and the bad news first.
Right.
They did the same with Demore, exactly. With that AI video, that AI altered video of her and Javon. They did the same thing. Thank God there are content creators like ourselves and others who were willing to come to the fore and talk with her. I'm just grateful that when I saw it, I took the time to sit there and pick that video apart and beg people to really look at what was there. But Harvey, I'm just curious how they plan on trying to get around this one. Because y'all had no evidence and y'all had no facts. Y'all had no proof that incident happened. And Joe Tocopina, as the lawyer of record, representing Fat Joe on behalf of Rock Nation. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? That without a doubt it happened. About you're not going to say allegedly because it happened, which is crazy. Because I want people to think about all of the paperwork that they filed, that they were able to get it to a grand jury, that they were able to indict him for something that never happened. I want y'all to think about that. I want you to think about the fact that Rock Nation, Joe Tocopina, all of the paralegals, they were able to frame this story on paper so good that it made it to a grand jury and Tyrone Blackburn was indicted for something that never happened.
It's wild. It's truly wild. But this is America. This is how they can easily just frame up a story or come up with a narrative, and you see how people just run with it. And then 72 hours later, they come with something else because people we have the
Attention span is
attention
short.
span of a gnat, right?
But guess what though? When they talk about it in the street and people say, "Oh yeah, such as no, 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 man, I heard, no, I heard he ran that man over.
Mm,
Yeah, man, I got this case. I'm thinking about hiring Tyrone Blackburn. That guy that ran over that old man, he a criminal too.
right.
Where'd you hear it from? I don't remember. I
Mhm.
think I heard it on TMZ. Why would they lie?
Right. Yeah.
That's TMZ. Why would they lie?
That's what I say. People think, they're gospel. Thank you, chaos. Thank you. They think TMZ is, the gospel of I don't know, whichever disciple you want to put in that.
You want to know what's funny? There's this weirdo, and I'm gonna call him a weirdo. I ain't gonna say his name, but recently I stopped in his chat and I just asked a question because he just seemed to be very perplexed and he seemed to be very angry and I didn't understand why. With the content he was doing and the way he was talking, and he
Hmm.
just started yelling. And I asked him a question. He started yelling at me and cursing at me and hollering at me for no reason at all. But what I will say about him is during the Ashley Janae case, when TMZ started weighing in and talking about the case, speaking in favor of Joe McCain or Joe McCann, this particular content creator was sticking up for TMZ, saying that TMZ was a credible news source, that everyone could believe TMZ, that it was the content creators that were lying about Ashley Janae and Joe McCann, not TMZ. You can trust TMZ over that girl's family.
Right.
He said that. He sat there and talked about the merit of TMZ
Mm.
like it's Bible.
Right.
And now we have this case. The question is, what say you now? Dingo the fool? Because they said that somebody ran a man over with a car. And the evidence from that man's car said that never happened. And they got an indictment. I don't think people understand how serious it is. See, for someone like me, part of the reason why I got into this I got legal action that I have to deal with in Dallas, all based on lies and so-called media, new media, reporting false things to police about me, reporting false things, writing judges, lying on me. I I got somebody try to put a whole case on me for something that cannot be proven by any means. But I got to deal with it though.
And you're gonna handle up on it, no question.
See, this is the problem with the media and with the law. All it takes is the right group of people to come together to create a certain narrative, to shape a certain story, and a lawyer that's willing to take a bunch of lies and walk it up to a grand jury. See, that grand jury, when they make the decision to go ahead and say, oh, yeah, indict, they're doing it based off of what they see on that paperwork. Do
Mm-hmm.
people even realize how often Pacer is manipulated? There are people that are filing bogus lawsuits for content. Just so content creators can go, oh my God, look what I found in Pacer. Like there's another content creator who sits there and acts like he's the damn news. Can barely read. But he's sitting there, listen to me, y'all, because you already know I'm not going to be talking about this. I got the paperwork. And don't nobody know it better than me. Yeah, that's why you got to donate to my channel. Because if you donate to my channel, you already know I'm doing this because I'm surgical with it. Sir, you have a Pacer account, just like everybody else who reviews legal content. You sit around on your ass all day and you read Pacer to see what lawsuits are there, and then you make that content. And people are paying you because they're too lazy to get a Pacer account themselves. They could go and read it themselves and not have to sit there and listen to you botch words like arrogant as opposed to agnant. Like botch words like conspirator, conspirator. Do you need glasses or hooked on phonics?
Hooked on phonics worked for me.
You have a Pacer account, sir, and people pay you to listen to you pontificate about things that you can barely read, while you sit up there and pretend to be, yes, a whole grown ass man. You know, that's the one thing that I will say that I love about what we do here in our community. We have critical conversations, critical thinking. It's not that we're not getting some of the same information that other people are getting, but the way we're breaking it down, the way we're addressing it, the dots that we're connecting, the light that we're shedding, it is a unique perspective. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, even when we're speculating, we're right. Because last year, I said that I thought it was absolutely bogus. I said I didn't believe it. I did not think that Tyrone Blackburn did exactly what they said. Because this is the thing. They got the indictment. But if that's the case, why didn't dude sue Tyrone Blackburn in civil court as well? That's a whole hell of a personal injury case right there.
Mm-hmm.
You were doing your job. You're a 66-year-old man. No doubt you're going to be handicapped for the rest of your life if that happened. They just needed the story to get the indictment. And that's what happens a lot of times. They're creating stories and narratives so that they can get indictments, whether they be in the court of public opinion or an actual court of law. That's a problem. That's a big problem. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this. But I just find it funny. Last year, some of these very same people were lying about Diddy coming home. And guess what? They're telling the same spiel this year. I hope he does come home. Because honestly, if he doesn't, that's going to make it like, yo, you shouldn't believe anybody that's passing that story around. Like Willie D was passing that story around. Diddy going to be coming home? Diddy's going to be home in just a matter of time Diddy's gonna be home. He's got lobster
Hmm.
and stone crab and beautiful women waiting for him. And Diddy's gonna be home. Like, I never saw so many Diddy glazes before in my life until I saw around the time of the verdict last year, and the level of disappointment that people shared, the letters that people wrote, the same people that wouldn't show up in court and testify as character witnesses for him, but wrote letters.
Yeah.
People like Stephen Jordan. Stevie, you gonna write a letter for the Diddy? Stevie.
You
And
ignorant.
now, she done gone from Stevie to Lemmy. Lemmy is good. Me and Lemmy are fine. Lemmy's a trafficker. Lemmy did this. Lemmy did that. He's trying to take my life while I'm pregnant with my unborn baby. Lemmy great. Lemmy, listen to me. Me and Lemmy, it's wild. It's wild. The stuff that these people will say and do
Hmm.
for a click in a view and to create a narrative. Because the truth is, that story out there, that hurt Tyrone Blackburn's opinion. It hurt him. It really
Yeah.
did.
That's
We're
why.
going to
Well,
say.
that's why he's hitting them for tortious interference, and yeah, I mean, yeah, he deserves to be compensated. He deserves. That took a damage. That took a hit on his credibility for sure.
Meanwhile, it took a hit on his credibility while he's representing alleged Diddy victims who are still trying to get their fair day in court while this man is trying to get out of jail before they even get their cases heard.
I was gonna pull up something, but I'm gonna wait because I know you mentioned the Trump situation, and this whole hey Diddy's gonna be pardoned, blah blah blah. That's definitely not happening. But I don't think people understand.
I don't know if it's
What-
happening or not, but I tell you right now, it'd be the stupidest thing Donald Trump could do to himself.
Oh, he might as. I mean, he's done a bunch of dumb things. This Iran thing,
Yeah.
dumb. But that's a whole nother convo.
Pardoning Diddy don't help him.
That would
He's been
yeah, that
doing
would,
a lot of things that help himself.
he's already on the roll. He's got Gavin Newsom in a corner. I know
Mhm.
it was speculated like, hey, the Feds is looking at Gavin Newsom, and no, it's not. And then Gavin Newsom, like, yeah, Trump's after me, but it's like, no, dude, you were on some BS. Anyway, I ain't trying to get into the politics. All I'm saying though is that would be stupid. Especially y'all don't know. There's other stuff coming down the pipe that I think they're just trying to do a cleanup with all the government people that were involved with this
Mhm.
whole Diddy stuff. Because there's a look. Y'all just need to look up the whole thing with Diddy and his involvement with the whole situation that was going on in Michigan. It's deep, and I don't want to go too. I don't want to. Just be prepared. We may have some stuff like Diddy's got about to really this month, this month. Just Diddy's going to be tied to so much. The young girl that was unalive in New Orleans, the situation in Michigan, the stuff
Listen
that's
to
going
me.
on in Vegas with
Listen to
Keefe
me.
D. Keefe D.
Listen
Yeah.
to me. The situation in New Orleans. Should we say? We can
No,
say.
no. Let's wait,
All
y'all.
right.
And the reason why I say that is because you know how it is, Jag. But y'all, when we or when Jag puts some stuff together, man, pay attention. We're not like the rest of these people online. A lot of these people are in the pockets of others, and we're just here to just really give you the unadulterated truth. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's why I said just wait. Just there's some stuff coming down the pike. It's not good for Diddy, I would say.
Or any of his associates.
Right.
Listen to me. I honestly believe he wants to get out of jail.
So he can
Because-
run.
Yeah. Because the
run.
things that are coming,
Woof.
it's going to guarantee he don't get out. Get him out. That's why he wants that appeal, y'all. That's why he needs that appeal. He needs to make sure that when he walks out of there, he is not listed a felon, because if he is listed a felon, the next case, don't forget, the Jonathan Hay case is still out there, and that's a
Yeah,
criminal case.
exactly.
That will be a felony. And
Yeah,
with him listed as a felon already, he get pinched on that one and he's found guilty on that one, he's not going to get minimum sentence. They'll
not at
be
all.
able to give him the max. And he will not be able to find a lawyer that can argue why he'll get lesser time.
Yeah, yeah,
See, there's strategy to all of this. It's not just about him getting out. It's not just about him wanting to be the life of the party again. It's not just about him mad because everybody's doing this. Everybody's partying. Everyone's having a great time. They're freaking off. They're having white parties without me. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. He might want to go over there where Russell Simmons is at. Get on a little quick plane, on that midnight plane to Bali. Maybe he can get on Rick Ross' plane. Even on the midnight plane, woo. Yeah, he's going there to find somewhere to hide deep in Russell's behind. Wow, he's leaving. I don't think y'all understand.
Damn. God damn.
Welcome to the channel, Brian J. Seriously.
Play nice here. Let's move on. So we got this. Let's do this.
I'm gonna let you set it up. I'm gonna let you set it up, and then I'm gonna come in. You set it up.
Sean Ryan show. Candace Owens, the most sued woman in America media. This interview, very long interview that you forced me to listen to and watch. But what I'll say is this. The interview, basically, everyone's talking about it. Candace Owens is giving her life, career story through the lens of lawsuits, public attacks, her faith, motherhood, the Daily Wire, Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, her current independent media path as well. And, she starts off with, saying that, public criticism no longer affects her in a way that it used to. She says that, having a husband and children and faith and real responsibilities makes online attacks feel less important. And she describes herself as battle hardened. So she sat with Sean Ryan. And again, this is a very long interview. I watched as much as I could. And I'm going to save, my conjecture or whatever. For the most part, though, I'll say it again. One of the OGs said it best. Candace Owens, she's likable, but you can't trust her. I don't trust her. And she gives us a little bit of insight about her background, her life story. I don't even think she was telling the truth on that, but that's just me. This
Can
whole.
you do me a favor
Go ahead.
before you go forward?
Yeah.
We were both watching it and reviewing it separately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you remember what I said to you when I called you?
What
did I
did you say? What did you say?
I'm asking you, do you remember what I said?
You said this seems like a PR stunt. Like this is a PR situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
So
go ahead. I'm
no,
quiet.
I'm a rap because it's
No, please take your time, because I'm
well, I know you. I know. Go ahead.
I'm
But look,
thinking while you're talking.
so I'll say what I'm going to say, but then when I'm done, I need you to pick it up with, your you can just start by saying this Sean Ryan, Candace Owens interview is woo woo woo. Because I'm gonna go in, I'll go deep. I mean, some of the biggest moments where she was speaking was when she started talking about her versus the Daily Wire. She also questioned Charlie Kirk's the narrative behind Charlie Kirk. She was criticizing Turning Point USA after Charlie Kirk. Candace saying donor influences corrupt conservative media. Candace was framing herself as legally attacked but spiritually protected. Now, I'll go deeper into that, or we probably just do this on the Patreon, to be honest, because I got something to say just about her and her quote unquote faith, the Catholic. Nothing wrong with being a Catholic. I'm not. No, no, don't get it twisted. I want to. I just want to get into the whole how the religion, when you start dealing with government and politics, it's almost like you're gang banging. The blood of crypto. You gang bang. I'll be outside with my gang gang. Her gang gang is the Catholic Church. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this because the title was the most sued woman in America media. So everybody knows a lot about the legal warfare that has been going on with Candace. She talks about being sued repeatedly and says that she has developed a real interest in legal documents and litigation because of how often she has been pulled into lawsuits or legal controversy. She said, I think she said when she grew up, she wanted to become an archaeologist, and then eventually someone, she said, yeah, you should be a lawyer, or she could be a lawyer. I think she ended up getting a degree in English and some other shit. I'm not sure. The most explosive section in this interview is about Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens makes several claims questioning the public story around his death, discussing details. She says she noticed in footage, including that microphone placement, the shirt movement, the necklace movement, and her belief that things did not add up. These are her allegations, her observations, not fact. But she does make a good point. She mentions that Charlie Kirk was mic'd up, right? I'm in production. I know how this works. If you're gonna mic someone up and you do not put the mic, you don't attach it to the skin of an individual. It doesn't work like that. They have lav mics that you may put on a tie, at the end of a tie, or a neck, or at the on your neck or something like that. But if you mic someone and it's touching their skin, you're going to hear all the rustling of whatever cloth that is over them, because obviously they're wearing a shirt. They're wearing, it just doesn't make sense. So I get where she's coming from. And trust me, I think a lot of people, as time goes on, people are going to really start. They gonna question, and I'm glad she's pointing people in the right direction in that aspect. But again, because I'm not basically dismissing her as oh no, don't believe her. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you got to remember who these people are. They're actors. She's an actress, y'all. And like I said, a lot of actresses, if you look at Jada Pinkett's role in Set It Off, right? That character, okay, maybe it was likable. Some people didn't like Jada Pinkett and Set It Off because they were like, that's that same B word that was in Menace to Society that got the homie killed at the end. That's a joke, y'all. It's not real. But I'm saying people are acting. They're acting. I believe she's acting. Even when she, says what she says about Erica Kirk and Turning Point, she argues that Erica Kirk's public response and memorial speech felt more like it felt focused on Turning Point than on Charlie as a human being. Candace Owens also compares to Vanessa Bryant's speech for Kobe Bryant, saying Vanessa Bryant made people feel like they were like they learned who Kobe was privately. Not gonna speak too much on that whole situation with Erica Kirk and Turning Point. Not that I give f about that, but it's very sensitive, and I'm not going to even get into the whole quote unquote acting there, but that's a whole nother conversation. Another major portion of this interview covers Owen's early career with Turning Point. She describes her original mission as wanting to wake up Black America politically, while Charlie Kirk wanted to make conservatism appealing to young people on college campuses. She says both of them were young, idealistic, and believed they could outwork opponents. She says that Turning Point changed after money and donor influences grew, especially after Kanye West amplified her publicly. Now, her claim is that she said that the organization became more corporate and donor driven, and that the bigger checks came, that the more control came. Right. In the interview, she also goes deep into this Daily Wire fallout. Right. Candace Owens says she was fired by email, and she claimed the reason she was giving the reason why she was fired, they said accusations of anti-Semitism and theories that she was somehow working with Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson against the company. She frames part of her Daily Wire conflict around her refusal to apologize for saying genocide is always wrong. She says people around conservative media they pressured her because they believe the statements was directed at Israel, while she maintains that the statement applied universally. I got her. I agree on that. Genocide is always wrong. Let's keep it a buck. The genocide that happened in America, the systematic slavery, the drug war, the drug trade, that's wrong too. That was chemical warfare. Let's get into that. But that's a whole nother conversation. So on a personal level, though, she talked about meeting her husband, saying she felt almost immediately that he was going to be her husband. She also says marriage and children changed her priorities and made her life feel more grounded. Now, towards the end, she started talking about the Catholicism, her faith, and spiritual purpose, saying her faith helped her make sense of the last few years and helped her keep going after losing platforms and facing public attacks. She also credits her fans and supporters for helping her continue independently. So this whole thing, in my opinion, was not like a standard political interview. It was like a long form testimony. It was defense. It was an expose style conversation where Candace Owens presents herself as someone who felt conservative media machine survived. She survived lawsuits and cancellation attempts, and now she's now operating independently with faith, family, and her audience as her foundation. So again, this was all here to make you, the general audience, the public, look at her in a different light. Now, Jag, you heard what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to start it off with my take on this interview. Go ahead.
My official and impassioned response on this hogwash called an interview between Sean Ryan and Candy Pants Owens. My official response is I call bullshit. I'm going to tell you something right now. There were 4 moments that happened in this interview. And the thing is it didn't change my opinion of Candace. It actually confirmed my beliefs. It changed my opinion of Sean Ryan. I don't know why he would do an interview like this. with some of the work that he's been doing. Because for me, um, he's built a trust with the public and his platforms and what he's doing that is like low key, like just strong. Like his interview that he did with Ben Owen and Ryan Dalton, the two gentlemen that actually went to Epstein Island this year,
Yeah.
and one of them was detained. Like we
Hmm.
reviewed that in Patreon, and just his conversation with Ryan Dalton about whether or not Jeffrey Epstein is alive, about what's really going on down at that island. Like it was really gripping stuff. He's had some awesome sit down. The girl who's from Canada, who's a journalist in Mexico, and she follows cartel and cartel culture, who was telling him to warn America.
Yeah.
Like he's had some amazing broadcast. But see, there's two things that always made me question Sean Ryan. And this interview changed my opinion of him. Sean Ryan wouldn't question the country as much as he does. A true patriot would keep looking for ways to double down and to buy back into believing in the country. The second thing is that he's admitted himself that he's former CIA. And in my opinion, nobody's former CIA.
Hmm.
Once you're CIA, you're CIA. It's kind of like for men. Once you put your mouth on someone's pipiska,
Oh God.
you can't undo that.
Stop. Jesus.
You can't undo that. There's never going to be a moment where you can argue that you're not a cocksucker.
Oh Lord.
It's kind of the same with the CIA. Once you've been affiliated, you can't unaffiliate. You can't unring that bell. The simple fact that people still do not, hummus is as hummus does. Sean Ryan has stated himself that he is former CIA. I'll say allegedly, just to be on the safe side, but that's what I heard him say. So the question is this. Like we've had former presidents that were at one time heads of the CIA. George Bush Sr.
Yep.
He was a former head of the CIA, and then he became vice president with his actor cohort and his actress wife, Ronald and Nancy Reagan. You know, a lot of people keep forgetting that Tucker just got busted recently, lying about his affiliation with the CIA and the fact that his father was CIA. The simple fact that he can say that he knows his father is CIA and his father was taking him on road missions and taking him around the world. Come on, son, let's go take a little vacation in Nicaragua. Who does that?
Hmm.
You kidding me? It's like it's like vacationing in Libya. Like, come on. So, all that being said, I say that to say Candace Owens has been working and moving in lockstep with Tucker Carlson now for about 2 years cold. Candace came into contact with Tucker Carlson through Charlie Kirk. And the thing is if you listen to the way she tells stories about her life and how she came to be and all of this stuff, even how she ended up working for Charlie. 3 videos on social media, and Charlie offered her a job. The financial private equity firm that she worked at, where she was allegedly vice president of operations. She went from assistant to vice president of operations. And before that, she was a nanny. If you listen to the way that she cleans up all of her stories, like the NAACP lawsuit when she was in school, and how she goes from being the victim to being a sympathetic person who just understands that kids make mistakes, and the NAACP, they're a bunch of scam artists, just like Black Lives Matter, says she.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, that didn't stop her. That didn't stop her from running with that press. Or the way she took her troll hunting campaign when she was running around trying to dox half of America, and then turned that into she was actually the victim and the person that she was going after was actually stalking her. Like, this was PR. Even the way she went after Erica Kirk and how she sat there and called Erica Kirk a psychopath. The way she sat there and made her relationship with Charlie have so much more value than the relationship he had with his wife. And then just the whole divisive way she used Vanessa Bryant. Number one, Vanessa Bryant and Kobe Bryant have been together for decades. She didn't have that much story with Charlie.
Mm-mm.
And even if she is everything that she's saying you are, that's what Charlie chose. So judging his choice, it's kind of goofy. Especially when you got your own husband to worry about and you barely talk about him or your relationship. Like, if we're supposed to listen to the way you judge Erica and the way she talks about her relationship with Charlie, should we judge you by the same measuring stick? Because everybody runs around talking about your husband is a little hummus himself. And every time that happens, you end up pregnant, ma'am. The only difference right now between your husband and Stephon Diggs is he did it with one woman. Stay keeping you knocked up. And meanwhile, the both of you have said that during your courting process, neither one of you kissed, hugged, held hands, had any kind of romanticism, and 18 days later, he asked you to marry him, and now he
What?
has become your main number one. Oh, yeah. They got married in 18 days.
Jesus.
They got married in 18 days. He has said it himself, her husband, George. Oh, Georgie boy. He didn't even really look at her romantically. But he knew she would make a great wife.
So that lets you know it was a business. It's business. It's a
Exactly.
business deal. Yeah. It's all business.
Exactly. Exactly. And he gets her knocked up, and it makes people believe that they're real. Just like every other download man that I know who has a wife.
God. It's like, oh my God, not vagina again. Oh my God.
So,
Lord.
long and short of it, I haven't heard her say I don't hear her talk about their date nights or how she's looking forward to it. I never even hear her joke about how her husband keeps her pregnant. Like women who get pregnant a lot, they're like, girl, well, he love him some me. Like something. There's no nothing there. There's nothing. So if we're going to judge Erica, then ma'am, we need to judge you by the same stick. But then again, Milo and Nick Fuentes already have. So moving right along, like this whole interview. But when she started talking about Charlie Kirk and picking apart Cash Patel and talking about Zionist this and Zionist that, and just, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about Charlie Kirk and Trump and that damn ballroom. And they went to the FCC and they made moves around that man. And if it wasn't for all of the subscriptions to Hulu that were being canceled because of it, he would still be sitting on his ass. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
Plenty of people have spoken out about the way this administration has actually treated the deaf. When she started talking about Don Jr. and Charlie Kirk's relationship and called Don Jr. out as a fraud and a fake friend, when she started doing all of the things that she was saying and doing, talking about Tyler Robinson so freely, and how she's saying she don't even believe he was there, that he went and picked up some clothes, that he was a part of it, and she thinks it was his trans roommate who she like, all of these things that she's saying. I'm gonna tell you something right now. What would happen to my broadcast if I sat online and said any of those things?
Oh, you would be your channel would be restricted. You probably wouldn't be able to go live for 7 days. Yeah.
And I'd get notice that I was being sued by Turning Point USA. And I'm sure the White House would have something to say about it. Tell me something. How in God's name? Like, this interview has been out for a couple of days now. The White House has said nothing. Cash Patel has been called out by so many different people. He's actually suing a whole credible news outlet for accusing him and calling him out for being drunk, with witnesses who've seen him drunk at work, seen the people come with the batter ram to bust into his office because he was drunk, seen him lose his mind because he is so wasted most of the time, allegedly, he can't even remember the passcode to get into his own goddamn work computer. He's had his personal emails hacked for all of the world to see, with the interesting things that he had in him. He's got video of him chug, 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 acting like Frank the Tank from the movie, old school. She's sitting there. He sued people. He jumps on X. He does all of these things. But Candace talk and don't nobody say nothing? Don't nobody say nothing? Because we're just supposed to believe she's that much of a fucking gangster.
Well,
that she's got the White House, the FBI, and the DOJ shook.
Sean Ryan labeled this, Candace Owens the most sued woman in American media, and
sued. You mean all of these all of that weird shit that they got on her in Pacer? Didn't we talk earlier about that? About the kind of things that people stage in Pacer?
Yeah.
Because the truth is, she cannot prove that Brigitte Macron is anything other than what she says she is. And the simple fact that they haven't put the squeeze on her only lets me know that this is a favor to the United States government because she is an asset. Just like the president could. Huh? She's working a program for me. Please let it go. There's no way. There's no way. It's too fake and it's too gay.
Oh God. Oh shit.
You don't get to say things. The only way I'll believe that all of that shit that she was saying comes from an honest and real place is if her platform is shut down next week indefinitely. This is the 5th time she has accused the American government, the FBI, and the DOJ of lying to the American people on behalf of shilling for Israel, and she's accused them of assassinating her friend. And ain't nobody in the government said nothing. That Sean Ryan interview shouldn't even be able to be seen on YouTube. They should have went after it. It shouldn't have even been up long enough for there to be clips. You don't get to attack the United States government, especially not after they already started dancing on the idea of this in the interview with the Epstein escapees, talking about Israel, talking about the United States of Israel, and the American government is doing nothing. Are you kidding me? And these platforms are just moving. The only time they allow these kinds of explosive things to happen online without interruption is because they want it there for the optics. They want it there for the narrative. She's pretty much telling everybody the layout of what happened to Charlie Kirk. The only question is he alive or is he dead? That's really the question. That's the only thing she didn't say. She leaned very heavy into the idea that he is dead and gone. And said that she was going through derangement and she was bargaining, wanting her friend to still be alive and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo and yada, yada, yada. It's all bullshit. Do you remember what I said to you right after he passed away? And they were looking for Cash Patel? And they said that he had stopped in Nashville before he went to the scene of the crime? What did I say to you? Do you remember?
I don't. What did you say?
I told you Candace is in Nashville. He's there for a briefing. They're going to get their story straight before he goes there, and they're going to put Candace in play. I said, watch, she's going to go live about this every day. This is going to be her great distraction to get her away from the Macron mistake.
Yep.
Didn't I tell you that?
Yep, you're right. And she did.
I'm going to tell y'all this right now. I said that shit last year. 555 in the building. Boom. I'm going to tell y'all, I said this last year. The second that Cash Patel came up missing and they couldn't find him, and people were saying he was there to go kick it with his girlfriend rather than do his job, I said, no, that is not it at all. Turning Point USA used to have offices there. There is a very, 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 very large community of intelligence folk that live there. Low key, Nashville, Tennessee, low key, is like a miniature version of Quantico, which, by the way, that's where the CIA is in Virginia. Am I wrong?
No, Nashville's a nice little drive away from well, that because Quantico's in Virginia, so
It's not
it's
that far.
not that far. No, it's what 4 hours, 8 hours, something like that. Yeah.
At best, 6. Understand this when I tell you. The simple fact that they started off the interview by saying that the two of them both live in Nashville, and surprised that they had never met before then. And they could practically be neighbors because they don't live that far away from each other. Lets me know everything I need to know. You're friends with Tucker Carlson, whose daddy was CIA, which actually, in my opinion, makes him a CIA asset, if not an agent altogether, who you've been up under, and he's been training you ever since you started sitting with him over there on Fox before he went real world and public on his own with Charlie Kirk. And now, meanwhile, you got Sean Ryan, who's not only former military, but was a CIA agent and asset himself. And y'all living there in Nashville. Cash Patel showed up there in Nashville before he went to go deal with the Tyler Robinson of it all. And y'all just said it was just because he was there with his girlfriend. If that was really true, his ass would have been sat down there. It was a national disaster. Y'all was there getting your fucking story straight. That's what I think. That's what I believe. Y'all was sitting there last year creating this play, getting it ready, and now Candace is doing what they always do. She's pretending to be the smartest girl in the room, and this is what they did, and I don't believe Tyler Robinson, and I have this detail and I have that detail, and I talked to someone from Charlie's team and he played me a video and I screen recorded it, and then they got nervous and they were afraid because I had it. They wanted to know if I screen recorded it, and I told my husband George, honey, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. Well, bitch, if you got a video with evidence,
produce it.
Why hasn't your thirsty ass put that shit up on your channel?
She's waiting for the AI to render. That's why. She prompted this video. She's waiting for it to download.
As thirsty as her ass has been, why ain't that shit go up? And from what you said, you've had that ever since before you went to go have your little TPUSA meeting where you and Erica sat down and most likely negotiated exactly how you was going to go at her and exactly how she was going to deal with the whole situation and create a whole nother 6 months of content.
Right. My thing is, even before this, you remember she interviewed, supposedly she
These
has
niggas
an
think we
interview.
stupid. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Supposedly she had an interview with Harvey Weinstein that she was.
Let's talk about, let's give them something to talk about. We're talking about fraud. Yeah. Let's talk about the things that didn't happen. Let's talk about the things that didn't happen in that interview. The way they skated over the Epstein of it all.
They sure as hell didn't say anything about Epstein.
They talked briefly about it just to slander, or should I say slight, Cash Patel. Because Cash Patel also came and sat with Sean Ryan, who's also in Nashville, where his girlfriend lives. Where do you see where I'm going with this?
I see. I see.
And he came there to sit and talk with you, and now you're sitting there. Oh my God, that guy came to me and he just sat here in my face and he lied to me and he promised he was going to do this and he promised he was going to do that. Sure did. Looked you in your face and lied. Got that. Question is, how does somebody with your background, your interrogation skills, not know when you're being lied to? That ain't tracking. But I just find it funny because Sean Ryan has been so heavily invested in the Epstein of it all and getting to the bottom of what's in those files. Why did he not ask Candace Owens why she has done absolutely no reporting on that list? None. Has she even done one story about that list?
No.
About who's on that list? About what they've been accused of? She could give the whole Charlie Kirk thing a break. Let his widow abuse his name for donations for a while. She's made millions. She's got what? 40 different episodes with anywhere from 1.3 to 7.5 million views. Should I do the math? He better have been your best friend as much money as he's brought you in his death. He better. Because he made her more money dead than he ever did alive. Now, how does somebody who's as skilled an interviewer as Sean Ryan not ask her about the Harvey Weinstein episodes? Why? Why does nobody ask her why she spent all of that time interviewing Harvey Weinstein and nothing? She shared nothing. Nothing. She spent all that time interviewing him. And Me Too movement said absolutely nothing either. She spent all that time interviewing him. She made the announcement that she was going to be doing a series and that she believes he is an amoral person and she's not, but there are things that he said that the world needs to hear, and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, and yada, yada, yada. And the next thing she knows, listen to me, Brigitte Macron do look like a lady. Straight diversion.
Yep.
And Sean Ryan ain't asked a shit about that. Why not? Why not? Salute to Sharon Wright. Why not?
Appreciate y'all. Yeah, that's a good question.
Why not? You asking her about her surviving mold. You sitting there talking to her about middle child syndrome. You sitting there talking to her about the social media pressure. You sitting there talking to her about all of this other irrelevant shit that don't nobody give no damn about. We don't give no fuck about her. Not like that. We don't need to know about her. Especially if she can't even tell us about her illustrious moment. She did everything. She was a nanny. I swear to God, she had like 8 million jobs. She did.
Jag.
Jamaican.
Jag.
Or something, right?
Why she ain't talk about the fact that she was a
video girl. I know, that's what I'm saying. She forgot all the jobs. Like, it was her cousin who we exposed here on this channel that said that she thought that she was going to go into music and entertainment. You remembered every job except for that one? When you was popping it?
Yeah.
For youngin'?
She could have been like, yeah, well, I was in a video like, how much of a viral moment that could have been, and it's true. It's like it would have made her like, okay, yeah, she's bullied, and then we
Cheyenne don't talk about being in in the videos that she was in. Do you remember that terrible video, that Thriller nonsense, that knockoff Thriller video? Oh my God, the stuff that Cheyenne was in. Let's be
mm,
clear. There were some things that he should have asked that he didn't ask,
yeah,
especially considering the connection between Weinstein and Epstein. For him to be as entrenched in the Epstein of it all and getting to the bottom of it, and to not ask her why she hasn't covered any of it at all. She hasn't covered any of it at all. The only reason somebody like her does not cover anything regarding the Epstein of it all is if you have been instructed to by your higher ups.
yeah,
Because the truth is, she should have done a whole 20-part series based on just the celebrities that were attached to it. As much as she has ran down on Donald Trump, as many terrible things as she has had to say about Donald Trump, and she hasn't said anything about him and them fouls. Nothing. Nothing. Does that make any sense?
none whatsoever. And the thing is she uh frames herself as an independent commentator covering
Mm-hmm.
politics, media, culture, global affairs. So she's supposed to be, you know, fair and balanced and independent. No, you. I mean, of course, she's slanted. She's conservative, quote unquote.
Everything she's avoiding is attached to the Illuminati.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything that she's avoiding while she's sitting there and praising being a Catholic, and they're still not even being honest about all of the priests that they've swept under the rug that have done nothing but mess with a bunch of kids while you're busy sitting
Ooh.
here talking about the Israelis and talking about Freud and how he taught kids to be okay with their parents wanting to do nasty stuff to them. And you want to talk about Israel, but you don't want to talk about all all of the child abusers in the Catholic Church.
You see this diagram? Remember, kids.
Are you kidding me?
Where does Catholic?
I'm a
Where does
Catholic. I'm a Catholic. And guess what? I can think of about at least 50 different Catholic priests that we've heard about that they done took and shuffled around like it's musical chairs who have destroyed children, orphans, nuns teaching little girl cunnilingus for their pressure.
mm,
Priests dressing little girls up. Like, stop. Stop the cat. Meanwhile, there's pictures of you visiting people close to the Vatican. You going over to old Europe and getting confirmed, walking down hallways with checkerboard floors.
hmm,
Hmm.
hmm.
Y'all want to know what I think of that interview? You make sure you go, if you watch it, and ask yourself, is Sean Ryan actually who we think he is? Because what she did, I'm not surprised by at all. But if she was able to pull that bullshit over on him and he didn't give her no pushback and ask her no questions about very relevant and real things that should have been asked, that speaks more to him being compromised than anything. But hey, they're all friends right there in Nashville, Tennessee. Fuck you mean.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
I, and I doubt it would happen, but if Candace Owens was to have a sit down with you, how do you think that would go? What questions would you have for her?
The first question I would ask her is, what's it like to lie for a living?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't ask her that.
Yeah, I would.
Don't be like that.
That would be the first thing that I would ask her. The second thing that I would ask her is, what do you think the average IQ of your audience actually is who believes you?
Mm.
Because I believe they're all low IQ. Third, I want to ask her, who's the person that introduced her to the person that her and Myron and them said had the keys to the YouTube kingdom that could turn views up or turn them off? I got a bunch of questions that I would love to ask Little Candy Pants. I would love to ask Candy how long she's been an asset for the CIA. Like, I don't think people get it when they start joking and throwing stuff in your face. Like the simple fact that she changed her merch to CIA, Candace Intelligence Agency, that was her playing in our faces. They do stuff like that. They admit the truth and they play it off like it's a joke because they know people are not going to fall for it. She sat over there on X in an X space for her book and sat there and accused the president and all of them of killing Charlie Kirk. She did that and nothing happened to her. Then she told everybody, make sure you get over to my Facebook. She made sure she got all kinds of engagement on all platforms. Like she's like a more intelligent version of Trash K. But you know what though? For the COINTELPRO of it all, she's a good find for them. But if her channel ain't shut down after the shit that she said with Sean Ryan. And guys, I also want y'all to look at another really, really, really telling thing. This picture was released the same weekend that chick over there on X told everybody in the feed that this one had passed away.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
While she was filming her interview with Sean Ryan, they were spreading the rumor that she had passed away. And what did she do? She came back to her show. And what did that do? That got everybody all excited. Everybody was there. Oh, well, I survived my first fake assassination attempt. And whoopty whoopty woo and yada yada yada. And guess what, guys? I'm pregnant. Oh my God, my audience is so good. They knew I was pregnant before. There's something about me carrying a boy inside of me, that male life. It just makes me want to fight. I just become such a fighter when I'm pregnant with a male inside of me. And I hate my audience. They knew I was pregnant before I did. But no, guys, I'm doing an interview. Like, that was great promo for this interview. No, I'm alive and well. I don't know who's lying, but what I also find interesting is that the crazy white chick that they said put that out, allegedly she is tied to the CIA as well.
Right.
CIA, 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 CIA. Like,
don't say it a few more times. We ain't trying to have their ass knock on the door.
What are you
Come
talking
and knock
about?
on my door. You say the CIA 10
We've
times.
been waiting for you.
They pop out like Candyman on your ass.
They do that when I don't say their name.
I know. I wanna look, black people.
You want to know what I want to know? Ooh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. What you was gonna say?
Go ahead. I hold it. I hold it like a little 5-year-old holds they pee.
I want to go in on this MK Ultra, this guy that just came out, and shout out to Ani Asoro. I know people that listen, they Ani, that's my boy. He hit me like, yo, thanks for shouting me out. Yeah, anytime. Y'all got to check out the Spiritual Shade Room 1 on Instagram. And there was a video where there's this guy talking about MK Ultra, and no one's talking about it. He just revealed a whole lot of. We'll have to do that on the Patreon, but
Yeah, we had to go deep.
the CIA, yeah, Archangel, yeah, you go see, you're talking about it right there. Um, we'll just save that for the Patreon. In all honesty, in fact, we'll have to invite him through.
That
Um,
would be great to do a Patreon with Ani.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got to do that. Um, but I definitely want people to just start paying attention to shit, just all the things that are going to be happening. We're this is serious rising. This is what's going on right now. This is why
Yeah.
America is America. Happy 250th. This is the most empires are on the crescendo right now when it comes to 250 years of power.
Can I be
How,
very honest about how I feel about this
sure,
250th now that we're here?
yeah.
Somebody asked me at the beginning of this live stream, what do we have to celebrate?
Hmm.
Yourself. That you have survived this place this long. And pray to God for the strength to continue to keep surviving. We shouldn't be celebrating this nation. We should be celebrating the resilience of humanity.
This was all an experiment. America in general experiment. Black people, the quote unquote black people here, they label that's an experiment because most people of color or African descent people or whatever, they have tribes, ethnicities, and they have clans. Even when you go to the Zulus and the people, the ancient people, the first people, the primitive people, it's all based on like families, clans, bloodline, lineage, and all that. We were put here and made, like literally the black people in America were made, and then the ones who were like originally here, they thought, okay, yeah, we're gonna throw y'all in there too. Y'all, look, this is just the whole experiment, and I think when it comes down to it, after a while, experiments they get, you know, they, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Not declassified, decommissioned, maybe let's say. You
The
know,
amount of work that we have to do to show people the safe way to deprogram themselves so that they can have access to their minds again. We do that out of love. Because it's funny. There's so many people in this country that love running around labeling people as mentally ill when the truth is that's what this country teaches. It teaches mental illness to destabilize you, to make it easy for you to be controlled by them. That's why they do testing in school. That's why they test your kids. They want to know what kind of problem they're going to be for the system so that they can find a way to handle up on them and make sure that they're doubting themselves so they don't have to worry about somebody like me being out here talking to people like you. I don't think people get how this country really works. I don't think people really get it yet. They don't want to put you in advanced preparatory programs because they think you're smart and they want to nurture you. They want to study you to find out how to dismantle you or how to get you in position to work with the system. That's what the clubs are about. That's what the fraternities are about. That's what all of this stuff is about.
I'm gonna shout out my guy Zoe Williams at KBLA, and I've been listening to him before he was at KBLA, and he put me up on Krishnamurti, uh, where he said, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." Let me say that again. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. I'm gonna get my Umar Johnson again, and I'm gonna say it again. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Do y'all know what that means? Because this is a sick society, y'all. Like, don't get it twisted. I can't hear you.
If we wanted well adjusted citizens, we wouldn't be promoting songs like Spin That.
Hmm.
If we wanted to keep the birth rates amongst young people in control, we wouldn't be encouraging promiscuity in school or all over the internet. If we wanted an honest society, we wouldn't promote liars and call them influencers.
Hmm.
Why is it that everything that you can go to jail for is what is promoted and celebrated in the media? Riddle me that.
Hmm.
They want to throw you in jail for perjury, but they lie to you every day. We just sat here and opened up with a story about how a couple of lawyers. I'm sorry, I said a couple.
Liars.
Couple of
You know,
lawyers
you said it right.
literally sat there and crafted a story on an opposing attorney to have him indicted for a crime he didn't commit, so their clients would not be held accountable for their sickness and depravity. That's where we live.
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
This TA guy, this sidekick guy, this not Jadakiss guy has said that Fat Joe not only engages in low-key hummus behavior, but that he interferes with minors and puts minors on surgical tables to have things done to them so that they look more mature when he's committing SA. And his attorney was hunted down and framed for a crime that he did not commit. And he was actually indicted with no evidence.
Wow.
This is the country that we live in. This is what these people do. This is the sickest nation in the world, and the whole world knows it. And there's people out there that are straight up cannibalisms, and they look down at us. Because at least they honest about what they do. Here we disguise it, and we call it summer camp. At least the Aztecs was honest. The Epstein, those files are filled with different instances of children. Just the other day in our Patreons, we watched another interview with another man who's been connecting the dots between Pizzagate and the Epstein of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wild because people are still trying to convince people that Pizzagate was fake. And yet, there's nothing but symmetry lined up and dots connected. For crying out loud, Marina Abramovich. I literally just pulled up a picture of Beyonce at one of her little spirit cooking moments, which, by the way, is her on her Nature Boy giving people the sacrament mixed with red DNA. and mixing it up for people to eat and partake. Lady Gaga sitting in front of a casket with a cadaver covered in red stuff, and she's sitting there licking a spoon while she's sitting there running around in flesh dresses with boots on, with little children's feet, faces. My God.
Hmm.
I'm doing my best to try to censor myself, but is y'all not getting it? All of these people that you love, all of these people that you worship, all of your people in government, all of your people, your lawyers, all of them, they're a bunch of sick motherfuckers, and they all working together. How many different satanic references did they make during the BET Awards? T.I.'s whole performance was a satanic ritual. And if you go back and you look at it, you can see in the backdrop, in fire, they had KILL King right there in the backdrop
Hmm.
while the dancers came out dressed in checkerboard bathing suits with flags that they were waving. And his son King is sitting in the car that they had on stage, driving, while they got KILL King in the background. If that boy is gone in 18 months or less, y'all better y'all better remember what I told y'all.
Speaking of,
Y'all
can we
better
pivot?
remember what I told y'all. Let's pivot.
Because you're on to something. I wanted to say this Essence Festival is going on right now. Um, I'm normally there. Well, I'm gonna say normally. I've only been there a few times. Shout out to Essence
Mhm.
Festival. The
I haven't been
two,
since I
two,
performed
when was that?
years ago. Years ago. I think the last time I went to Essence Fest was like back 08, 09.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been a few times after that. And then
Yeah.
2 years ago, remember we went and we
Mm-hmm.
won. We
Mm-hmm.
won for best documentary for the Essence Film Fest. So
Sure
shout out to
did.
them. But right now, Essence Festival's going on, and I just wanted to get your take because I think there's a whole lot going on with the controversy that was happening prior. Remember, they had the whole thing where they were incorporating African. Well, the person who was over it, she was African or something. But
You mean when they
last,
were replacing
yeah,
black Southern and Creole culture with African culture instead, calling it the
right,
original? Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Um, but we're speaking on the lineup. So I guess
Mm.
last year there was the hiccups, and speaking of Lauren Hill was just honored, and she came to a
They
pop up in
they
L.A. and
they did Lauren Hill real dirty last year. I guess
yeah,
that's why they honored her at the BET Awards to make up for the way that they made a fool out of her.
right. Because last year, um, yeah, they really did her dirty. But
Hmm.
this year they're featuring performances from Babyface and Cardi B,
Mm.
and Michelle Obama will be there.
I'm not
Um,
surprised.
when we were there 2 years ago, Kamala popped up. I remember that. Um, so
They're trying to
right
get
now,
everybody all riled up for the midterms
well,
because the Democrats want everything back. They want it
yeah,
all
yeah,
back.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And they're going to use this moment to
Oh yeah.
try to get that or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But it looks like hotel occupancy in New Orleans compared to last year is yeah, I guess things have like slimmed down to a degree. Well, they said that Thursday was a 53 53.4% on Thursday compared to 0.1% last year. So Friday they're projected to be 80% down. So think things are like the audience, the people coming, it's slimming down. I think it also has something to do with the economy as well. But um,
People
there's
can't
other
afford that price janky ass shit.
and there's other conferences that's going on
Hmm.
there
Yeah.
as well. They said one of the biggest problems this year is there's no big superstar talent that'll be driving attendance. You don't have a
Really? I thought Cardi B was a big superstar.
well, this is what they're saying. You don't have a Beyonce, you don't have a Janet Jackson, and
Oh.
an Usher, a Chris Brown. Those
Well, they on the
are
road. Usher and Chris
those.
Brown on the road.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll talk about them in a sec. But
Hmm.
those are stadium size acts that really drive ticket sales. This year, for a variety of reasons, they don't have that really big
I thought
headliner.
Cardi B was a big star and she could sell out her tour, but she can't sell out Essence.
They said I think some people are a little upset how last year's flow
Oh.
and everything ran so late. Because again, we talked about
Yeah, they was real. They was hella. They was hella. Just ignorant.
they tried to blame it on Lauren Hill. From what I'm hearing, it was
It was
their
all their
fault.
fault. Yeah, they messed up. They
They
did
said
everything
Lauren
late.
Hill. They yeah, baby. I mean, not Babyface. Genuine, was he there? I think he performed late and longer than expected. They made it seem as if Lauren Hill was late, and the reality is they pretty much did scheduling on their side, and
They
people left.
sabotaged her.
Exactly. And they said she didn't come out till like 3 a.m. and it's like people left. People were already gone. She came out to
If
an
I was
empty.
her, I'd have left and said, "Take you can take your money back and your jollof rice."
So many people are giving it a year or two to see how things go before they come back. This is what one of the guess he was a reporter.
They should get Jesse Smollett to come on there and talk about it.
Yeah,
Don't you got that clip of him performing?
Lord, I do, but that
Pull
ain't
that
supposed to
up
be
right quick. Pull
that
that up
that's
right
not
quick.
that doesn't really fit with the segment the way I was trying to line it up.
My
But I
bad.
got you. No worries. We could run it. That's not a big.
No,
I
we
think
ain't
I
gotta
got it.
run it. We ain't gotta run it. I'm just saying, they could use him down. He could bring his new husband or wannabe husband down there. Yes. Essence Festival, watch out. Oh, when he started singing here, that was just I'm not hurting no more. I got a new boyfriend.
Hurt no more. I ain't hurt. I ain't hurt no more.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. That was just
I ain't hurt no more.
oh Lord have mercy.
But my
Karamo.
ears are hurting.
Karamo. That is your baby. That is your baby. They was out sucking face. They was all hiking on Runyon Canyon. He went to go see the mama. Go ahead now. Go on, Justin. Go on, Justin. They take him down there. Easy Joe's. Welcome to Jag Nation. Take him on down there to Essence Festival. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Even the dancers was laughing. Poor thing.
Give a shout out to my people who
Y'all better leave that man alone. He 44 years old doing the Roger Rabbit and the MC Hammer.
this is the opening night
Oh,
in Denver for the Chris Brown Usher concert. So this
Usher
is
dressed like a demon. He
uh-huh.
come out there in that all red, don't he? Look at him.
He puts on a show. He definitely put on a show.
He do okay. He ain't no Chris Brown. Look at him.
Is that his teeth? He got grills?
Look at him. Look at the little demon sprite. Go on now. Where them skates at?
It's Chris Brown.
It is a complete difference. Just Chris just like Usher's Usher. No disrespect. He ain't no
Well,
Chris
again,
Brown.
for you, Chris Brown can do no wrong. I get it.
I didn't say that.
What is he
Chris
doing?
Brown has
He's
done
doing loyal.
Chris Brown has done a bunch of wrong. Chris Brown as an overall performer.
No, no, no. He like I said, when they were doing the Vegas residency, well, when Usher did the Vegas
Usher can't touch him.
residency, and Chris Brown actually came up, and that was a good look. And Chris Brown really turned it up, and Chris Brown did his thing, and he bounced. That was good.
Yeah,
No, but Chris Brown
that's what
is,
he do.
but
That's
Chris
what he
Brown.
do.
Well, yeah, Chris Brown is a better performer. So
Usher can barely keep up with his own choreography. The only thing he's good at is playing sexy and seductive and rubbing his bumpy nuts all over somebody else's woman
damn,
and shoving fruit down their mouth.
why
Here,
they
lick
gotta
these
be?
cherries.
Why
Lick
they
these
gotta?
cherries, bitch. Like,
Jesus.
come on, man. Come on. At least when Chris do it, he give a good lap dance. I'm sorry. Everybody know it. And you want to know why? You want to know how I know that everybody know it? Because I see the algorithms flooded with Chris on this tour. I don't see as many with Usher. Matter of fact, the ones that I've seen the most of Usher at this tour are the ones where Chris is in the frame with him. Yeah, Usher and his body doubles. Because Lord knows he ain't got no problem with putting a lookalike on stage that sounds like a mess. Like, just come on, man. I told you about when he was over there when I was performing in Germany and he had his show in Germany and the whole country was ready to just throw him out because he
Hmm.
sucked so bad live on
Hmm.
stage.
Hmm.
And then he faked sick. And then the media caught him out later that night at his hotel partying with a bunch of girls. And they were like, "We thought you were sick." They said you had to go to the hospital. He was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm feeling much better now. Thanks." And then he put a lookalike out on stage the next night. And they had to question that. And then he had to come back and do the following night. He did that in Germany. Sold out shows. I'm sorry. I've never heard of Chris Brown bringing a lookalike out on stage. And that's what I mean when it, like, for me, when I acknowledge the art and when I'm thinking about the art and I'm looking at the art for what the art is, like, that's where my mind is at. Like, as an artist, yeah, Chris Brown can do no wrong. You're absolutely right. As an artist, he can do no wrong. He's also a tortured artist. and he grew up in a very abusive environment. He learned a lot of bad things, and then he came into this industry, and he's been sitting here slaving in this industry to take care of his family because he is the best thing and the only real thing that his family has to stand on. Do you know what kind of family he has? I do. I just feel bad for him. He's been so busy taking care of people for so long. He's never even gotten a chance to learn how to take care of himself. And he's been doing this since he was 16 years old. And that's just what's real. So, I don't know. Say what you want to say. What I do know about Usher Raymond is that him and his mama was down for the bullshit all along. She knew her child was being abused and didn't do anything to stop it. And he went along with it and watched other kids be abused as well. Now he's working with little boys and little girls clubs in Detroit. Who is stupid enough to let this man near their kids?
Right.
Thank you, Michael. I'm just like, man. 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 Man, next topic.
Well, you
Poor
tell
Chris.
me.
I feel bad because all the money he gonna make on this tour, he got to get ready, turn around, and give it to that woman that he let his dog eat the face off of.
Oh yeah, the $13 million. Yeah, man, I couldn't believe that. I thought that
Every
was
time he get her up, he go right back down again.
yeah, yeah. It's
He don't ever get to enjoy nothing for long. That dog ate that woman's face, and now he got to sit here and he got to dance and give all that money to this woman's face. And I know a lot of people got a lot to say. Do I think that he should have done something about those dogs? Do I think that he should have stayed rather than fleeing the scene? Yeah, I do. I do. Unfortunately, I know how this game works. And I know that every time these entertainers go through a bad situation because of who they are, the first thing they do is they call their manager, they call their handlers, and their handlers tell them what to do, and they listen and they do it.
what's your take on this?
One battle after another. Watch your ass, Tom. She's aggressive. So, anyway, guys, they are now saying that there is supposed to be some kind of budding romance between Tom Brady and Tiana Taylor. And that I find interesting because the truth is, and no disrespect, and we're going to say allegedly all over this. Tom don't really care for people of color that much. And I've heard that from a few people, white and black. So the idea, see, the thing is they keep trying to pair her with someone. She got Iman to marry her, and that was a disaster. And then she had the Aaron Pierre, and then that thing was supposed to be. I'll never forget when Trashy K got online talking about, oh, her and Aaron Pierre. Oh, they're doing so fantastic. They're practically living together while she was in New York and he was in London. They're practically living together. Is what Trashy K say. And then less than 2 weeks later, they had broken up.
Hmm.
I thought they was getting married, Trashy. Transrena, I thought they was getting married. And congratulations to her and that weirdo, the AT alien bitch. They got a new podcast they doing together. She trying to make money every which way she can. She need every dollar she can get. Trashy K gonna be podcasting in her sleep. Next thing you know, we gonna see her over there sleeping on Kick.
Can't hear you.
My bad. I must have
Yeah.
accidentally hit something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on over there and watch Trashy take a nap. So yeah, Tiana Taylor and Tom Brady. I could tell you what, Giselle won't be jealous. Bridget Moynihan will always be grateful for her child support payment, and his children probably won't like her. So yeah, it would have made more sense for her to be with Leonardo DiCaprio.
She's too old for Leonardo DiCaprio.
She is too old for Leo. She is too old. But the two of them together, it helps him because it makes him look, like he likes black people, so people can stop talking about how he allowed for George Floyd to be disrespected at his roast, just like Kevin Hart, because he kind of like started catching strays after they did that again. So yeah, and I don't know. I guess he's a football team owner and anything to make her look like. I don't think people understand. I don't think no man wants to be with her. Like, has anybody paid attention to how dudeish she is? Like, she's more dudely than Alicia Keys. And if you seen this woman jamming a firearm up the rectum of a white man, I don't even know how he's gonna feel comfortable going to sleep around her.
Mm-mm.
I
We,
don't know how any man could ever feel comfortable after watching what she did in that movie. I don't know how any man could ever feel comfortable.
I'm not trying to cuddle. Nah, I'm good. Be
Mm-mm.
sleeping with her. Be like, going to jail in prison, right? Going to sleep in the prison. Like it's like
Listen to me. What was that? American Me? Ah, yo,
here's some other bullshit if you really want to,
yo,
entertain it.
yo. I
Um,
wish them all the best of luck. I wish them all the best of luck, and I hope she don't make a whole video documentary about you like she did Aaron Pierre.
so
Like, she didn't
suppose
learn from Jennifer Lopez that that crap don't work.
nah. I
Like, don't
mean,
make a whole video documentary about your superficial relationship to try to flaunt it in front of the world like you're really in love just so that they can leave you before it come out. Okay. What's
so
it?
another one. Toby Maguire supposedly and Ice Spice sing together at Michael Rubin's white party in the Hamptons.
Oh,
Uh,
the Illuminati gathering.
yeah,
I mean, hey, Toby Maguire. He played Batman.
he's
Maybe
old
she
enough.
wanna be Zendaya.
He's old enough to be her daddy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And guess what? He's still young enough to make her a mother.
Yeah, these whole Hollywood coupling thingies is just going crazy. If you
You want
ask
to
me
know
right now,
what's even
they're doing
weirder
too
to me?
much.
But you know what's just as weird as that? Zoe Kravitz with Harry Styles. They're getting
Right?
married.
That. Wait, what? I thought they were just dating.
No, she has an engagement ring on and everything. She's marrying Harry Styles. And I've heard from a few other men what Harry Styles is all about, and it ain't no chick.
Oh damn, he's about Harry Balls, huh?
Many styles, many styles.
Wow.
Look, somebody else is saying it. I thought Harry. Listen to me. That
I
part.
mean that well, I mean, yeah, hey. So this is this is them. Wow. Zoe, wow.
Her and Channing Tatum, I could understand that. But this is weird. It's weird. I just it don't look it don't make no sense to me.
It seems like they're just running with that same play with,
I
you know,
know. I
how
know.
everybody is in Hollywood. It's they couple up. It's for PR. It's for
Branding,
that,
marketing.
right, right. Because I mean, there's nothing new under the sun when it comes to this, right? Even the whole thing with Taylor Swift. I guess Taylor Swift's whole wedding situation,
Do we
right? Like
care?
we don't, we don't, we really don't.
You know what I don't understand? Why are they publicizing her wedding?
It's for money.
Like, why are they having an after party? Why is all of this being publicized? Like, if you really love someone, have a great day.
Yeah, just do it, and yeah,
Share that day with your loved one.
with your friends and family, and then just hey, it's for money. But
Meanwhile,
they gotta show this power couple dynamic. Like, I'm sorry, don't what you said about meanwhile. I want you to pick it up. Russell and Sierra. Who else?
oh,
You know
listen
how
to
they.
me. I don't care what nobody say. People can say, I think people was just so sick and tired of seeing her get dogged out, especially the way that Future did her, because Future did Sierra so dirty. He treated her like she was a whole thought pocket. And then while she was busy running around telling everybody they were in love and promoting their relationship, he was running down, busting down drawers. He just didn't get no damn. Like he was offset before offset.
Damn.
And she just looked so stupid, especially after she got pregnant and had that baby, because I think she was really trying to force that thing through. Um, and then she came with Russell, right? And they're always doing it. They're always pairing someone from the Hollywood or the entertainment industry with sports. Like if you look at Kerry Washington and her husband played football. No one saw that relationship. That kind of came out of nowhere. They have a
Hmm.
couple of kids.
Hmm.
It's just like they're always trying to pair. If you remember
Oh
Lala,
yeah.
she was with who? She was with the basketball player.
Hmm.
They're always trying to pair either a singer or an actress with someone from the sports world. They have their PR, you have your PR, y'all come together. Look, actors and actors, it really doesn't work. It really does not work. Look at man when Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman got together at the Days of Thunder. Everybody just thought that shit was gonna be fucking fantastic. It was terrible. If you look at Brad Pitt, everybody thought him and Gwyneth Paltrow were such a great thing. He got on her nerves. I used to watch her diss the shit out of him at the Bowery Ballroom when they were together because they used to come to Root shows. And then he got with Jennifer Aniston. And I remember when Paltrow dumped Brad Pitt, he was heartbroken and he felt played because he was technically at that time a bigger star than her. Legends of the Fall made him a legend in every girl's wet dreams. And then he hooked up with Jennifer Aniston, and then they got married, and then he was just in love with Jen, in love with Jen, in love with Jen, and everybody was great. But he wanted to have kids, and he wanted to try to have like some kind of like normal life. And Jennifer Aniston, she's a big of a piggy, She was afraid if she had a kid, it was going to wreck her. So she kept putting kids off. And then, boom, next thing you know, the script for Mr. and Mrs. Smith came along. And then that's when him and Angie hooked up. And Angie was already adopting kids, and he fell in love with the kids. And then, they had three bio kids of their own, all of that. But like actor and actress relationships, you very rarely hear about them working and being good and solid. Like Courtney B. Vance and Angela Bassett, they have a well poised relationship, I think, to a certain extent. But he's a humble man, so that makes sense. But like very rarely, they're always trying to mix like different parts of the industry so that they can
Yeah.
maximize on brand ads. And look at Will Smith and Jada. It's just a disaster.
Let's not look at them. How about that?
Look at Gabrielle and Dwayne, actress, basketball player. Like it's I think people just need to start looking at the fact that, like, it just trips me out because she went through all of that trouble to shame the black girl that he was with and talking about how she was this and she was that, and how that girl was always on social media and she wasn't into him, and all of this stuff that she went through. And it's funny because ever since they've been together, she's really made their relationship like all about the PR. Which is funny because Taylor's like reputation up until this point is dating guys, breaking up with them, and then writing songs about it, and then making hit records about it. So I'm just curious how this is going to work out with her being in a relationship where she's trying to pretend like it works. But meanwhile, while she went through doing all of that, the girl Kayla, Nicole, the black girl that he was with, she was just being praised last fall for Halloween for doing the Tony Braxton bit. He wasn't man enough for me. And now she's sitting on BT doing interviews talking about how she loves black men and black men, please don't count her out.
Stop. Stay your ass over there, Kayla.
But black men need to do a better job protecting their women, she said. Which is funny because that's what Ashley Janae said. So, anywho's in, I say all of that to say, rest in peace, but she got to catch a stray on that. I say all of that to say, everybody's worried about publicity. Is anybody worried about love? Is anybody worried about real love? Because the truth is we shouldn't know about your wedding. We shouldn't know about the after party. We shouldn't know about none of this stuff that's going on. Y'all should be getting married, sharing it with your loved ones, going on your honeymoon, doing all of that stuff, and then maybe have a if you want to do an interview and share some pictures and talk about how great it was. Like that to me makes sense. Maybe after you've been married for a couple of years. But like pimping your privacy? Yeah. I don't see it. What about you?
Mm-mm. Nah, it's they're doing it for promo. Some company probably approached them. Kodak, I don't know. And they're probably like, yeah, we'll give you X amount of dollars. Not that Taylor Swift needs the money. Not that Travis Kelce, he just got renewed. I think his contract $100 million. So I mean, she got way more money than him. So
she's a billionaire.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. Like, what was I just thinking about? Like, look at Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Like, this, it all just, I don't know. It all just feels. And we'll see about Zendaya and her dude. We'll see. We'll see how that go. Law roaches involved. That means there's staging afoot. Yeah, I don't know. I just think people need to start looking at this for what it is and realize that these people are here to manipulate you into believing in something that doesn't exist so that you'll buy whatever crap they got themselves. Like that was the whole point of Cardi B and Stefan Diggs. When the whole thing went south with Offset, she had to hurry up and get a partner in line to keep the sponsorship deals going.
Yeah.
So she got him, got pregnant to try to legitimize it as much as possible. And then he just started making babies. Well, I mean, he didn't start. He was already making babies for her, babies after her. Like that's why when I saw her get online and talking about his rushing yards and his this and his that, she posting, who wouldn't want to have him on the team? Honey, he's in his early 30s and he's got miles and he's got a lot of legal issues. There's a lot of team that don't want to take that on.
Now, this
He's
one
one
here,
ACL. He is one ACL injury away from retiring. Now, what's this?
if you can see, there's an African general, Ugandan general,
Oh yeah,
Mahuzi Kai Nerugaba.
he ain't playing.
He said, Jay-Z, you got 1 week to surrender. Beyonce
Oh,
says
sorry.
he'll take the matter to the UN. He said, I give Jay-Z 1 week to surrender my wife to me, or else I take this matter to the UN. If Beyonce does not even know me, I'm going to mount a one-man demonstration at City Square. It will be called I'm Here Beyonce Demonstration. Jay-Z, render my beach. This is my woman.
You better
beach
run me my
nigga.
hoe. You better
You
run me
beach-
my hoe, nigga.
You beach nigga. This is my beach.
Yo, yo. You got to be doing bad in the world when you got people from where Idi Amin come from
Mm.
telling you, you better run me my bitch. Like, I think people keep forgetting where this dude is from. He is from where Idi Amin is from. Idi Amin took like human beings and turned them into real life Picasso paintings.
Oh, sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at.
I can only imagine what he would do with the Jigga Man if he could get his hands on him. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I will brush your lace front and I will take your beach.
Turn it into a whole throwback. Like, I fucking glue your eyelids shut and keep giving you a wake. Give you coffee. I saw your asshole shut and keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you. Yo,
I thought dude was connected to this general from so forgive me. I know my countries. There's 54 countries in Africa, but Africa's one if you ask me. So this guy is in Uganda. There's a guy named General Butt Naked. And he's Liberian. So if you guys know the history of Liberia, I ain't gonna get into it. I don't want to bore y'all. But this dude name was General Butt Naked. He's still alive, actually.
that's where Freaky Fred is from. He from Liberia.
Oh damn, Freaky Fred. So there, so he's probably related to General Butt Naked.
Yeah, he Ubuntu.
But General Butt Naked, he's on Ubuntu. So, yeah, he's on Ubuntu. All right.
You see the way he turned them basketball shorts into biker shorts? Oh.
He said sweating all the bitches in the biker shorts. He's sweating himself.
Woo!
General Butt Naked is a Liberian preacher and a philanthropist known for being a warlord in the first Liberian Civil War, and he's pretty young. I think he's like 54. And they said he was born into a family, claims that at the age of 7 he was inducted as a high priest into a secret society and participated in child sacrifices. And then he would do these wild things like that. He was known for going into combat wearing no clothes.
See?
So that's why they call him General Butt Naked. And I think he was on that wet. I think he was on that Sherm.
Listen to me. He probably taking that brown. I was telling you about that brown.
Yeah, you told me.
Like, people don't understand. They be doing that brown over there. And for those of y'all who don't know, because see, I do tutorials. I find out what these people be on. So I have a better understanding. Not because I do the drug, but because I'm just curious what they on. My daddy was a drug and alcoholics counselor. Like, by the age of 6, he had the little suitcase that he would open up and he would teach all of the kids what the drugs look like and told them what each of the thing did to you so you would avoid it. So I do the same thing. I find out what they got in this stuff, and then I tell people, like, you be insane to do this stuff. This stuff is crazy. So over there, they do what they call the brown. And the brown is the cocaine mixed with actual gunpowder.
Damn.
And they mix it up. Yeah, the warriors do it. The warlords do it. And they get the little child soldiers to do it before they go out and start busting up towns and stuff and doing and busting into women's houses and raping the women and the kids. They give them the brown. And they snort that stuff. Gunpowder.
That's
and
crazy.
Cocaine. They call it brown. Yeah.
That's wild.
Listen to me. If that wouldn't get you butt naked, I don't know what will.
So probably he was off that brown.
You probably on that brown. Get butt naked.
I mean,
Ubuntu style.
If you go on the war butt naked, I mean, I don't know. Like, you won. I mean, you come at me. I don't give a fuck. Any of these trolls in real life, if they talking about they want to fight, especially the hummus ones, right? Talking about we want to fight, and they come to the door and they butt naked. I'm like, no, I'm good. Y'all won. You can have that.
On that brown.
That's some Sherm head shit. Jay-Z, my woman. That is my woman.
Run me my bitch.
This is my beach. My beach. Beyonce is my beach. Jay-Z, you have 1 week to deliver my beach, or else you will be stripped of your King of New York, whatever anyway.
Listen to me. I just want to see it. I want to see it run up on that nigga and bust him in his mouth and just snatch her up. Like, I'm telling you, just like he did on Barack. Just steal on Jigga in his mouth and then throw the blanket over Beyonce and then run with her.
Right.
I'm telling you. It's just
this is
going down.
This is wild.
You want to know what would be even crazier? If we found out that he borrowed some money to pay off some of his debts from this dude, and this dude is taking her. If he let her have her on consignment. Well, you know that he an old street dealer. You know, he used to
Right.
the consignment. You know, put a hoe out there.
He come out with a new rendition of what's that one? Tupac, call the cops if you cheat. Tupac,
Wait,
Grab
but
your
you know
Glock
what
if you
though?
see Tupac.
On a
That's why
more
I
serious
fucked your bitch, you bitch ass nigga. West
stop,
Side Africa.
stop, stop,
Take
stop.
money.
No, but seriously though, on a more serious side, you can't just be running around the world doing whatever you want to do and thinking that everybody gonna be on that same time you on. He don't care
Right.
about no rock nation. He from the motherland.
Yeah.
He
He
don't
gonna
care
throw
about
a
the.
rock at
He'll,
your leg.
he'll give your ass a piece of the rock. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Exactly.
No, but seriously though, it was like maybe about 6 months or so back when that story came out about the African Interpol police officer who had said that the Carters had been involved in playing some dark games, hunting children and
Mm.
unaliving children. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That story came out and they said that they wanted to press charges and put a warrant and they wanted to put them behind bars. But before he could finish formally putting everything together to put the warrant out for him, higher ups came and said, let it go. That was in Africa. That story came, that story went. And now this dude, now this dude,
And I think dude is serious.
listen to me. If he on that brown, anything is possible. Well, guys,
Mm-hmm.
it's been a Friday. It's been a weekend wrap up. For those of you who celebrate the Sabbath, please enjoy it. For those of you who are celebrating the 4th, please do it safely. Um, and for those of you who are here with us and a part of this community, we just want to say thank you. Thank you. Like I said, if we should be celebrating anything this 250th, we should be celebrating and patting ourselves on the back for surviving this crazy ass place as long as we have.
Oh, in this crazy, crazy world.
You know, hmm, from sea to shining sea, America, America, America. God, shed your grace on thee and crown my good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Yeah.
Can you change the lyrics to do the hood version? Say, and crown the hood with all the goods from seas to brother storing up the bees.
What is that supposed to be like? The remix for Spin That?
There you go.
Lord Jesus.
Ray Charles did the hood version of that.
It is the 4th of July, guys. Happy 4th.
It's the 4th. It's Sirius Rising.
It's the 4th of the month. Wake up,
Wake up,
wake up,
wake up.
wake up. It's the 4th
So,
of the month.
let me give you my predictions for how what's gonna happen in America, and we ain't got to get too deep or whatever with the politics, but I think America's gonna invade Cuba, and that's when all hell's gonna break loose. That's all I'm gonna say. That's
Look,
all I'm gonna say. Like, ooh, it's gonna get nasty. Get y'all, everybody get. All I would say is I'm looking for dual citizenship. I'm keeping it a buck, like straight up. When you guys see Trump talking about he's gonna take over Cuba because they want to develop it.
he's saying a lot of stuff. Like, let's just let him say whatever he's
Oh,
saying.
no, Trump can say whatever he's gonna say. Hey, he's gonna say what he wants to say. I'm just letting y'all know.
Just let them say whatever we saying. We ain't gotta, you know what I mean? Like I remember my granddaddy. My granddaddy used to say all kind of wild stuff. He had the dementias, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to say all kind of stuff. He would go out and take walks, forget where he was, end up on somebody else's yard, try to throw him out their own house. You know,
Damn.
I think it's time to take into consideration that we might be going through that with our president.
Damn. Might be.
I'm telling you, I don't think he all there anymore.
No,
I don't.
he's a little out there. He be saying some crazy shit.
He be
They
doing
said
some crazy stuff.
they said he shitted on himself. Yeah, I mean,
He's doing all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm just saying,
God bless him.
I don't think he's all there. Look, he's having wrestling matches on the lawn of the White House for what? Like that was probably some of the most ghettoest shit I've ever seen in my life.
bread and
Like,
circus, y'all. Really study the Roman Empire. Like, Jag, you know how all this Caligula stuff and all that's
yeah,
Roman Empire. That's Roman Empire. That's the Epstein stuff. That's what goes on in Hollywood right now. That goes on in Hollywood right now. But
I remember what happened with Nero. He
mhm.
stripped butt naked, set everything on fire, and then played the harp and watched it all burn.
No, he didn't play the harp. I think he played the what was it? I forget. Was it the harp? No, it wasn't the harp. It was something else though, Jag. I think. Anyway, don't matter. You got a point. These leaders will sit back and just watch the shit burn.
Like I don't think people understand. Like they really don't give a damn. Like people think they give a damn. They
No,
really
no, no,
don't.
they don't. They don't. They don't. Like
What?
During the Roman Empire, there were like so think about this, y'all. You know how food is just abundant right now. We got food. Back day, it wasn't like that. Like you know, like Romans had a very they were very in well, I would say they probably got that from Kemet, but they were smart at like when they would like, grain mills, right? Where they would store all the grains. And you could have a problem with rodents. They figured out how to keep the rodents out and stuff like that. But what I'm saying though was like food wasn't like abundant like that, y'all. So a fantasy that a lot of these Romans, just the plebes, the regular citizens would have is just a goddamn golden corral, or what's a place where you can go all you can eat? You know what I'm saying? Just eat. Like, what's the name of that one? Y'all tell me in the chat. Y'all know. Them places where you can just, you pay $20 and you just eat. You eat. I know, shout out to rest in peace Big Pun. I know they were telling the story about Big Pun going to one of these places and they kicked his ass out because he ate like
Because he ate too much. He did. He did.
And I've Pun, yeah, one of the greatest. Like, and that's a cold part, but that's a whole nother conversation. Pun never.
I'll
gets
never
the credit.
forget when Jonesy she had given him a salad. She had said one day,
Uh-huh.
and she was like, "You need to eat healthier, Pun. You need to eat healthier." So she had brought him a salad, and he had some burgers, right? So he took the salad and put it in between the burgers. Like that was wild like that.
That's funny.
That was wild like that. He ain't getting no damn. I did the same thing with Gerald. And he was up there, I'm gonna eat my fried chicken. I'm like, you gonna die over that chicken. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Roman citizens, that was their heaven. Like they would want to eat. Like if you could eat. Food wasn't abundant like that. I'm just saying. So they would have not just that, like they not like orgies, but they would have these where they eat so much that they would regurgitate and still eat again, like that because it was like oh my god, like just think about that. Like
boot and rally. They call that boot and rally.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, boot and rally.
Boot and rally. I've never heard
boot and rally.
Never
it's
heard
where you do something to act like so excessively that you give it all up and then you get right back to it. They do it.
Wow.
With the drinking.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Especially in the South. Like, white boys, they love to get drunk until they puke.
Nah,
and
I'm
then they
good.
get right back to drinking again.
Nah,
They
I'm
say
good.
that's how you keep. They say that's how you keep the hangover
Nah,
away.
nah, nah.
You
That ain't how
stay
you do
drunk.
it.
That's
You
what they
do it
say.
with you
The
do
boot
it
and
with
rally.
activated charcoal to keep the But anyway, I just want people to understand. Just know your limit with all this, like with everything. Like this world is crazy. This world, it's about overconsumption, especially in America. Know your limit. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. Like, and I'm glad you said about drinking because people do get drunk. They get, there's nothing wrong with wine, drinking, but just know your limit and don't
Well,
overdo it
even Yeshua said everything is okay in
in
moderation.
moderation. Yeah.
In moderation. And that's the problem with America. America does not live in the spirit of moderation. It lives in
Mm-mm.
the spirit of gluttony. It
Mm-hmm.
lives in the spirit of you got to get it, you got to get it. Like it's all about to disappear.
Yeah.
Like it's going out of style. People cheat on their spouses like it's going out of style.
Hey.
And cheat on their taxes like it's going out of style.
Yep. It is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I just say all that to just say this is definitely some interesting times, y'all. Um, if
Illuminating.
I'm trying to get dual citizenship, so I'm accepting. Hey, I'm a good citizen, so like if y'all somebody can write me a recommendation, let me know.
Mm. Mm.
Too bad you can't be a citizen of Antarctica. I'd be on that mug like
For what?
so I could be chilling,
Yeah, all
literally.
right. You didn't even like the winter on the East Coast.
Yeah,
What
hell no.
little
You
bit
already
of
know.
winter we did. And you
Yeah.
talking about Antarctica.
Well, shit. At least I could go over to the third Earth where they say that go past the ice wall, you get into some other shit. So
You know
that's what
what?
I'm trying to see. I'm just trying to see something. That's all.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, don't look up a
We
mess.
say Ebony says being autistic replace is vital to my existence. The disappear without replace. Well, I'm trying to understand what she said, but it's all good. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, but again, happy birthday to America, right? I guess. Yeah.
I mean, chosen birthday. Because it was already here. It was already something.
Turtle
Happy,
Island.
happy. We stole your shit and got away with it. Day.
Yeah, they talk about black folks stealing shit from Walmart.
They still whole
These
countries.
exactly. These motherfuckers steal a whole continent on your ass.
Like just smooth just came over. Michael Jackson, smooth criminal.
You've been
Like,
hit
yeah,
by. You've been struck by.
yeah, smoke this pipe. Yeah, look at these beads. They look good on your mama. Nigga, get out of here. Smile.
And then they went to Africa and said, "Here, we're gonna give y'all the Bible, y'all. Let's pray." They all bow down, close their eyes, and pray. And look up.
Next
The
thing you know,
Africans got
everybody
the
dying.
Bible, no, the Africans got the Bible, and the other people got the land.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, big dummies.
I can't. All right, we out of here.
Yeah,
Peace,
yeah, yeah.
y'all. My God, because I could see it. You gonna keep on.
No, I'm not. I'm done.